We all live in a purple VW bus. Oh, hi. Hello. Good to see you. Good to be here. And massive apologies to the fact that I wasn't on yesterday. It was very last minute. It was like an hour before the show started. I sent out an update to you guys about that. Yesterday I kind of like stayed up way too late, and then I tried my very best to try and get like some naps during like the actual like daytime. And then it turned out that, like, no, my body was not doing that. So then I just ended up passing out at around stream time. So, sorry. Again, I sent out a little bit of a warning telling people. But, yeah, if you didn't take a look at the YouTube updates or anything, or if you're not following me on social media, you might have missed it. And I do apologize for that. I do recommend that you do follow me on whatever social media you might have. Because I do some updates on social media every once in a while. You versus Waterbender. Now, again, I have the capacity to move water around freely myself. So it would have to be a Waterbender that could possibly best me. Maybe if Korra, like if I ran into Korra, I might not be in a good position. I might be in danger. Alright. Yeah, I don't know what social media presence you guys have. I don't know. Social media is just kind of a chaotic curse on society, as far as I'm concerned. But if you do have it, I am in a couple of places. The places that I do stream updates are I do on Blue Sky, and I do it over on Tumblr. And if you have a Discord, I have a Discord server where I have a BitB news channel, which will keep you up to date with not only when I go live, but also updates on other things that I'm doing. So, yeah, maybe consider doing that. And also, that's another thing that I should probably be advertising too. If you are in the Discord, there is a BitB news role. So, if you want that, you just gotta ask me for it. I don't, like, make that standard by default. I don't just shove that on people, because I know some people really get upset when they get like random notifications for things that they really don't care about paying attention to. And you know, maybe you don't want to be paying attention to any of my updates and things. Maybe you just want to be in the community to be there to chat or say hello. And that's fine too. People are spamming me on Discord server with fish. See? Exactly. Like, people spam you on Discord and you're just like, what? God, I've had enough notifications today. What do you want? So, you know, I don't want to be a part of that chaos if I can avoid it. If you want to have that that role, let me know. I should probably just, like, I should have some kind of an annual regular reminder, though. Because I'm sure there's some people that probably don't even know. Or, conversely, if somebody wanted to have that role removed, that'd be another thing that I would like to know. You know, I'd hate for people to be, like, muting my my Discord server, like, significantly. Because that would suck. You know, just being like, oh, I don't really care about the BitB community enough to get the notifications, but I keep getting them. I don't want to tell anybody. I don't want to say it, so I'm just going to go ahead and just mute it. No, just tell me. You know, I'm fine with it. Just let me know. I'll be helpful. And also, Strawberry is here. Hello. Welcome to the stream. It's casual day. Let's see. Internet performance seems to be pretty decent. I'm trying to remember. Did we have any drop frames on the previous episode? That was on the Splinter Cell episode, right? I don't remember. I don't think so. Why are they spamming the word fish? Because fish. Well, Hackett and Billy, they've been spamming bread, and they are spamming fish over in that Discord. So let's bring them both together, and then we can have, like, you know, a little Bible reference going on. Or we could just have a bunch of spam of bread and fish. And the entire community can eat. I was deep in conversations with people in Fun Talk in C Arcade Discord. We are currently talking about OCs. Oh, very nice. But that's a rabbit hole that could go down several miles. OCs. I don't remember having any particular, like, OC. Well, maybe I did. I don't know. We didn't really call them OCs back in the day. You called them, like, you know, funny characters. Abby says I have bad news. Oh. I hope it's not too personal. And I hope you're okay. I'm here. Oh no, this is the worst news. God, how do I survive? How do I keep going? Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and jump on over into the call thingy, just so that if somebody wants to scream at me, they have the ability to do so. There we go. Well, it's starting to become a little bit warmer around here, and my God, you know what? I wanted spring, and it feels like we got spring for about like 3 weeks, and now we're starting to slide into summer, and I don't like it. I don't like it. I want the cold months back. I want to be able to, like, put on my jacket. Hey, look, there's a whole bunch of snaps. Oh, ready. Snaps. I would love to scream at you, but I can't. No, that's fair. I mean, I keep that chat very, like, exclusive to people who, like, either are directly directly worked with me or who are friends. So, not that I don't think you're cool. I think you are. It's just one of those, like, I don't know. It's one of the last vestigials of me being like, let's not open myself completely up to the internet, ruining my stream. You know what I mean? It's kind of one of those, like, I mean, it took me a while to finally get used to the idea of having a chat up on the stream, because I was sitting there being like, I don't want people to come in here and say something terrible in the chat room, and then I have to deal with that. Oh God, no. That's going to be my responsibility. But then after a while, like, I started to realize, I don't think nobody cares. I think enough people understand and recognize that, like, things that are said inside a live stream chat don't necessarily reflect the opinions of the live streamer themselves. Like, it happens. It is a live feed of the internet, and sometimes weird stuff pops up. So I think over time I got a little bit more, like, relaxed about that. Happy says, are you sure? Well, we do have somebody that might scream at me now.
Ow!
Yep, exactly. How's it going, Kyle?
Why?
Why? How's it?
Why do I do this to myself? I just got done with work.
Oh? And
I normally don't work on Sundays.
Oh. Well, you do work the hellhole that is retail, so.
Well, my coworker wanted the day off to celebrate his birthday, and I had nothing better going on, so the question wasn't why, the question is why not?
Well, I mean, like, you're going to get a little bit of an extra paycheck, so.
I like money.
Mm-hmm, money. And money is good. I mean, to an extent.
Normally they'd make him take one of my shifts, but he's a young kid and still in school.
I see.
And okay. I work the morning shifts, so this is straight up overtime. I like money.
Hey, that works. Strawberry says it took a week for my boss to get me to be open with her, so I understand that, especially since I've been dealing with a not fun person recently. That makes sense, yeah. I mean, I've always been really closed off, which, I've been trying desperately not to. Like, I'm trying to open myself up and be like, hello, sociable, but it's difficult.
I feed off of the energy of those around me. Mm-hmm. I cannot survive without someone to talk to.
I get that too. I don't know. For me, it's like a vault of my head, and it takes a lot to unlock it. I'm one of those introverts that gets a lot of energy by being alone. But simultaneously, I mean, depending on the situation, I do have a little bit of, like, extroverted energy. Just a little bit. Not a ton. Again, it's very situational.
No, God! You know what I forgot to do?
Cans.
Garbage.
Yeah, you do it.
For...
Cans to the road!
I'll be back.
Bring out your rubbish! Yeah. Okay, Smokey. Let's see. Suppose I should talk about how long we have a Habby in here. Hello.
Maybe.
What's going on with you?
I'm trying to mod.
Ooh. Is it something that we can like hear a little bit about?
I'm trying to fix the NPC class of my playable.
Oh, really? Okay. NPC class. So, what was that?
Oh, I have to talk now that I'm here.
Yeah, that's the curse of it. I mean, you don't
I also
necessarily
have a cat in the background meowing at me. I need
Oh.
Snuggle, meow.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I get that. Kitty want food.
I made it so with my personal playable that you can select now. I made it so that there are flares that override all the other flares,
Oh, yeah?
and that's not working with the NPC class yet to display the correct flare.
Okay.
I'm trying to fix that right now.
So, okay. So a flare that overrides NPC flare. So like, at what point would your playable be an NPC? I don't know.
In cutscenes.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. It took me a minute. I was just like, why? How? But that does make sense. Well, I hope you figured that one out. That sounds complicated. Strawberry says, we aren't friends, and that damn person needs to pick up the hints because it's bad. I've had a couple of situations similar to that in the past, yeah. I know that, I mean, I made that one video a long time ago about, like, parasocial relationships. And, like, for the record, if you're sitting there and if you're thinking, like, oh gosh, is it me? Oh, is this video about me? Was I the person that, like, you know, did the thing to the bit? You know what? Honestly, it's probably not you. Because you're a little bit more thoughtful than, like, anybody who has ever been parasocial with me, so don't worry about it. Hello. Welcome back. How was the trash?
It was garbage.
Did you find any
Absolute
raccoons?
Trash.
Did you
I
find
would
any
say
raccoons?
It was rubbish.
Oh, hey, there's someone else here. Give me your energy.
No.
I don't know. I don't want to make any major presumptions, but I feel like it's like trying to squeeze milk out of a stone. There's very little energy in this well, sir.
Oh, okay, well, just donate if you feel generous.
Donate? Yes. Shave off a little bit of, the stone rock and donate it to the energy fund. Alright. Man. Okay, speaking of raccoons. I do not know what this... I don't know if it's raccoons or what. In fact, my family is still trying to figure this out. I just got told by my dad that recently he was out, like, at his deck, and he was getting some stuff, like, from underneath it. And while he was doing that, he looked inside this little alcove where he knew he left, like, one of his air hoses for, like, his air compressor. He went to go grab it, and he found, and this is going to get disgusting, by the way, so, just a little bit of a trigger warning for that one. He found a lot of animal droppings. And I mean, like, lots. A metric ton of animal droppings. And
I don't know what that is, therefore I'm not disgusted.
Animal dookie. The poop.
Animal poop.
There are worse things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose. You could
Grew
just
up
find
on
a straight up
farm,
dead
you're
thing.
gonna have to do a lot more than that to disgust me.
I mean, some people in the chat might get disgusted by that, so, you know. But anyway, now he found a whole bunch of that, and so he's thinking that, like, over the winter, he thinks that, like, some kind of an animal, basically camped out there, or it was an animal who was, like, trying to, like, that was kind of like the rest stop for the animal. Like, you know how, like, a predator type of animal, like, likely doesn't want to be leaving any droppings anywhere because they're trying to like make sure that their, you know, that their scent is not picked up by any of their prey.
Yeah.
My dad's making the assumption that that's probably the resting spot and like the shit spot for that animal, so that like, you know, they could like keep the scent off of them or something. I mean, that's like kind of the operating theory.
So their toilet.
Yeah, basically they just turned the underside of the deck into the toilet. So, yeah, my dad had to go and clean that during the season, which that's interesting because, like, and that's another thing. Like, it didn't smell, so it kind of sounds like it's been there a while, and that's why we think that it was probably something that happened over winter. No, it's weird. And now he's just like, I wonder if I can set up a security camera under there. And he's just like, do you think that animal's still going under there? I mean, maybe. Yeah, Strawberry, that sounds a heck of a lot like somebody who's trying to get, like, you know, extra benefits from the server. And, yeah. No, absolutely no wiggle room for that. Like, somebody who is only caring about you for like the authority you have ain't somebody that you want to be friends with. So yeah, no. Also, keep your other server moderators informed. I don't know if you have been. You probably have been, but yeah, keep them informed because that's something that they definitely need to know. That way, in the event that the question ever comes up later, you can be like, yeah, everybody was told about this, like, months in advance. Up to date on that. Good stuff. Cat Bus. Isn't Cat... Well, okay, so you were talking about Ghibli movies before, or Ghibli, I don't know how you pronounce it. You were talking about that, and you guys think about... So isn't Cat Bus that one thing from, like, Totoro? Big old floof bus? And Connor is here. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Here. Cat Bus, says Nova Star Art. What did you... Oh, you changed your picture to... Oh, shoot. It's tiny. I can't tell. Looks Ghibli-ish, though. Very Ghibli-ish. Here we go. Oh, you're gonna go code on Scratch. Very nice. Chihiro and Haku. Interesting. Moment the person does something under the variables of this issue, I let them know instantly. Good stuff. No, it's a good move. Good moderation team right there. Here. So let me show you a little bit of an update on my obsession at the moment. This may or may not have something to do with the fact that I stayed up a little bit too late before. Here we go. So you know that I've been doing this particular project. Let me pull this up. Ah! Too big. Wah. So yeah, you know that I'm doing this project right here with my 3D printer. I'm trying to print out the 3D logo for the N64, and I've been very selective about what type of N64 logo I'm going for. Yeah. So first of all, both of these two right here are sanded, so now they're super like buttery smooth. So technically, I could take this thing and I could paint it now if I wanted to.
N for Nyarlathotep.
It was I think it was like here. Shoop in the other chat who was I posted the picture and he's just like nope, never, nada. What's this mean? And I'm like, it means Nutella.
I just
Clearly.
got a good idea from that N64 logo.
What now?
If you take that N and put it into like a motor and then it spins, and the faster it goes, essentially it makes the sound.
That'd be fun. I actually, God, one thing that'd be cool, if I managed to get a motor for the thing, like, if I could somehow mount the thing on a pole or something, and then, like, you know, motorize it, and then make it spin, because that's actually, like, a constant in the N64, is that, like, every N64 logo spins at, like, an exact frequency. So I think that'd be cool if I figured that out. Though that would require me doing a whole bunch of extra, like, you know, servo work and whatnot. Opinion on Indigo Park. I have no opinions whatsoever because I haven't really played it. And I'm not really interested. It really looks like it's one of those games that's up there with, like, you know, a Poppy Playtime experience or like a Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm not invested. Not really. There we go. Anyways, so yeah, both of them are sanded and they're ready to be painted. But like I usually do, I have gone and I have added more work onto my plate. I decided it was time. Let me just go ahead and make the picture a little bit smaller. Feast your eyes on the beast. Here, let me make it a little bit bigger. I'm covering the chat, but this is only temporary. Look at the boy. Look at how freaking huge that is. Like, if that is my entire printer bed.
Huge.
Massive, boy. So, yeah. And just to give you, like, a little bit of perspective on this. This 3D print right here took an entire roll of filament. Like, whole thing. One big old roll of filament. And then, like, while I had to, like, really quickly swap out that roll of filament with, like, another roll of filament that I had on the side. I honestly thought that it was going to take, like, only one roll of filament. And then I'm just like, oh, fuck, I'm running out. In fact, you can actually see, you can see on it, if you look at it real close, you can, see the line right there where the new filament begins. And like expand it a little bit. You see where like the color change happens in the filament? That's where the new filament starts. Also, if you look in the background, you can see that like right there is a little bit of a printing error in it. Yeah, that's because I was there was a brief, very short period of time where the printer was not having filament come out of the nozzle. It wasn't quick. It didn't take that long. Like, I did get it replaced in time so that it, like, the print could still keep on going, but only just. So, yeah. I've already made plans that I'm going to be filling in that little crease, and then I'm going to be sanding the boy down. So, hopefully, it'll be, like, nice and even, and I can paint the thing. And he's big. We're close. We're all considered friends. We even plan game days and do art together. Heck yeah, man. Game it on. And also, Illusionist has arrived. Hello. Welcome to the stream.
Got some fond memories of Ark.
Ark?
Yeah.
You mean Ark Survival?
Yeah. Is that what we were talking about?
Well, we weren't. Strawberries was talking about Cookie Run Kingdom. And yeah, they are a moderator in the Cookie Run Kingdom server, and they get together like they good team.
I thought I heard them. I thought I heard you say Ark.
Ark. When would I have said Ark? I don't know. I'm talking about an N64 logo.
Maybe I'm crazy.
What? When did I say the word Ark? I said crease.
You were reading out their message, something about getting friends together and playing Ark.
Art.
Art. Okay. Nope.
That's the word.
Yeah, I'm nuts. Don't listen to me.
That's fine. Your attention is probably pulled between a couple different things.
I am watching a spy crab watch a mantis shrimp.
Spy crab is like a snab.
Sort of.
Snab.
It's got a camera where its mouth is supposed to be.
What the hell? That's amazing. Should I become Totoro? Do it. Give it a shot. Ooh. Heart to heart, Lassie. Probably misspelled it. You got the idea across. And we've been talking about Ghibli, so that definitely helps. Huh. Crib! Ah! There he is. He float. I should bring Snab out. Give me a second. Here. Snab, where you at? Snab! Oh, there he is. Hello. Here, let me do a heckin' rotate on this guy. Hello. Come here, buddy. There we go. There's a good boy. How you doing, Snab? Ah, good for you. He's a good boy. I mean, when he wants to be, I suppose. Anyway. Yeah. Any other, like, updates in the wild world of the bit? Not really. Scratch horror game. Ooh, man. I haven't, like, messed around with Scratch since I was, like, 10 and in school. Have I watched any Ghibli? No, I have not. Not massively into, like, 1, anime. 2, watching movies. Honestly, like, I don't know. My attention span is just low. It's hard for me, like, unless it's, like, I found that the reason why I'm really interested in video games is because video games are a lot more interactive and they, like, get my attention a little bit more. It's hard to, like, sit down and, like, hyper focus on, like, a movie. For me, personally. Please try. I mean, I'm not gonna make any promises.
The Ghibli movies are very beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that's true. Like, that might captivate me. I have the same problem. But we all fixate on certain different things. Strawberry says, I use multiple models together to make it so I can make a crowd of cookies. But not Dark Cacao. He is my biggest model and lags my VTuber software. Well, there's always room for improvement. There we go. So I was thinking about booting up some Stardew just so that we've got, like, something going on the screen. Yeah, let me boot it up. I've actually been playing on my own personal save a little bit more than the one that we've been doing on the stream, and honestly, kind of want to just dive into that one. And it's not going to be that shocking. I mean, okay, I've made a lot of progress in that one, so... If you like ham, you might like Ponyo. What? Is there a pig in Ponyo? Here, let's see if this is still, like, properly measured up here. It is! Hey! Nice. I think, yeah, you did show the that model in the Discord, if I remember right. Here we go. Well, I get to show off some of the things inside of this different save that I got here. Oh, yes, okay, so here's the one that we were doing, like, on stream. There's the one that I'm doing right now. If you can tell, I'm really not giving a shit. Toaster farm, and look at that friggin' outfit. Basically, I made the decision of just like, okay, if I'm gonna be walking around, I want to be in the most ugly-ass clothing I can possibly be in. So I'm just like, pink shorts, green jacket, frickin' leprechaun hat. And I'm like, yep, no, this meshes. This does a good job. Anyway, if I remember correctly, I think I left myself to do all of the work for the first day of the season. So, yeah, I'm about to run like the wind here. Also, oh, there we go. I need coffee. Where's my coffee at? There it is. There. Oh, also, you see that mannequin down there? That's a haunted mannequin. At complete random, every once in a while, the thing just like moves in the house when I go to sleep. I just kind of let him. I let him do his own thing. Okay, gotta be quick about this because I only have one day to work with this. Also, let's go ahead and like take a shot. There. Move like the wind! I think that needs to be taken out. Trying to remember what things won't get cleared out by my, There we go. What things, like, won't be cleared out by, my hoe. Oh, you reference his idle animation. That's freaking cool. Sound effects.
You know, when you were talking about attention span, I have to think, what if your stream had like these Subway servers somewhere on the stream?
Right. I've seen people make that joke. Just like, yes. What's funny? Genuinely, like, I actually get kind of annoyed when people like make that joke on streams because maybe it's just me, but it actually genuinely does distract me and like it actually kind of pisses me off. Because I'll be sitting there and just be like, God, please shut the thing off. I can't pay attention to anything you're doing while you have that, like, you know, running in the background. Ghibli character design. Man, good question. I don't want to go for anything too obvious. I like Totoro in that he's just like a gigantic freaking teddy bear of a, you know, an individual. Super laggy on start, but he isn't laggy when you've completely loaded him in. Wonder if that's like just a, I mean, it's probably a your PC kind of thing. Also, did I knock down the scarecrow over here? Oopsies. Here, you go over there. Haku. Well, you've talked about Haku a couple of times.
Haku.
Not that one.
Uka.
Uka.
Oh, cool.
Bubba.
Brave warrior samurai.
One of these days, I will play a Crash Bandicoot game.
Trash Bandicoot.
Trash Bandicoot.
Funny animation. Highly recommend you look it up.
Well, it just seems like it'd be up my alley because, like, it's platforming. It's got a goofy, like, cartoon mascot character.
Neat.
There's a little bit more love put into it
games back
nowadays.
in the day. And they recently remade them, I think?
Yes.
Yeah, the Insane Trilogy, which it was a little while ago, but apparently they're real good. So good, in fact, that they made a Crash 4. Which is awesome. Boop. Though I don't know. Problem for me is that in order for me to play one of the Crash Bandicoot games, it would require me to go and spend money to, like, Activision.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm like, Do I want to sell my soul to the devil? I don't know. Let's see, what can I sell here? Anything? Oh, let's get rid of that. Let's go! Me and a side server, CRK Discord, found an incredibly cursed wiki. Like, oh, okay, yeah, no, just report that. Just straight up report that. There are a couple of different ways that you could possibly do that. Okay, so now we've reached the micromanaging portion of my my Stardew Valley stream here. So, I've already pre-bought these. Okay. And what other things do I have that work in the spring? Let me organize real quick. Oh, right, I was gonna grow the tea saplings, but that should be pretty easy. All of you versus Eevee. I don't know. I think fighting any Pokemon whatsoever is a losing battle, in my opinion. Like, these are super ridiculously hyper, like, destructive rodent things, rodent creatures. This is not something that you want to, like, actively fight with. Okay. I think that, okay, that's all the seeds I'm going to be using for this year, so let's go. Fandom won't do shit. People already tried. I mean, you can keep on trying. So it's either fandom is going to fix it, or you report fandom for not doing anything about it. There are ways that you can report websites if there's something like actually genuinely illegal going on a website. And at that point, fandom can't really do anything but comply. So if it's as bad as you say it is, I would definitely say keep trying. All right. So yes, now it's time to do a little bit of like calculation here. I don't know why I have to do calculation. Honestly, I've got so much money in the bank in the game at this point that I feel like I don't have to be specific on the numbers. I could probably just buy like all the seeds I'm ever going to need ever. But I don't know. It's that bad. Then definitely literally report the website fandom itself for not taking care of it. You know, especially, you know, if it has to do with stuff like child endangerment or stuff related to that or selling drugs. I'm sure there's probably an FBI, like, investigation branch or something that you can look into, like, or a way that you could report. Please do. Because that is not something you should just let lie. And if your entire team knows about it, then, yeah. Okay, so it looks like I need to get about 120 parsnip seeds. Ah, dang it, too many. Well, okay, you know what? I usually have like some extra spots for planting. That might be good for later. Yeah. I'll grab 16 of these. Potato. Okay, I think that's about like 96 seeds in total. Okay, 96 for this as well. Kale, same thing. Okay, this is different. I think this is 72. Ah, shoot. I keep on... There we go. Me versus Angel Dust. You're pitting me against a whole lot of, like, you know, extra dangerous, like, characters that would probably devour my skin. So, yeah, no. I would probably lose. Okay, let's grab about 105 garlic. Rice shoots. Okay, how many do I need? 8 days. So that's about like 72. Math. Funny enough, I really feel like, stuff like this. We need more video games that, like, give kids and young people a reason to, like, think about math. You
But what
versus
if
C
I don't
posing.
wanna think?
Was that?
What if I don't wanna think?
I don't know. Play a walking simulator, right?
I actually like walking simulators.
I do too.
Brain, puddle, losing saliva. Hold on.
Been there. Okay. So I think I've got about 20 different crops, and I have got a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wait, huh? Really? 10? Is that legit? What? Okay.
What did you do?
Hold on a minute. Hold on. I'm just trying to make sure this is right. Wait. Because if this is right, oh my god. This is going to be insane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 10. I have 20 plots available in total, which means I have 10 plots with nothing in them. Meaning I can have 10 plots of cauliflower. What the fuck?
Did you win?
Oh my god.
I think you won.
Did I win? Did I win the thing? Okay. I mean, I can do that. I guess. Well, alright. So, yeah, so... Calculate that together. So that is 24 times 10. That's going to be like 240. Times that by 2 because I'm going to be able to plant 2 of those cauliflower crops in total. That's 480 freaking cauliflower seeds.
So Pierre is getting rich.
Yay. More money. Less problems.
I like money.
And now I'm going to go and just ignore the entirety of the town because I've got things to do. Espresso!
Beans!
Coffer! I've never had boba. And, like, I don't have a whole lot of places around me that, like, sell boba.
It's overrated.
I
Oh.
find it weird that America says boba to it.
Oh, yeah?
We called it bubble tea.
I think, isn't that, like, interchangeable? I don't know.
Yes,
I feel like it is.
but I still want to criticize the word boba.
But boba.
That's the name
It's a
of,
funny
like,
word.
the most badass bounty hunter.
What?
Boba?
Boba?
Boba Fett?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
No, Boba Fett!
No! We're not talking about him, we're talking about Boba Fett! It has nothing to do with this. Hey, Pierce is here, hello. I have had lychee, oolong, aloe vera, and jelly popping pearls. I mean, I'd be curious to give it a shot. I'm not going to judge too heavily.
I've had it before. Doesn't impress me.
Well, I'm froofy when it comes to my drinks, so I could possibly be interested in that.
I
We're
like
talking
to
about
drink
everyone's
water.
favorite character from the Star Wars Holiday Special. Oh yes, Boba Fett.
I would like to watch that movie. But I don't know where I can find a copy of it on the internet.
I mean, I'm sure it probably exists in some bootleg website.
Was that Boba Fett's got himself his own lightsaber? Red and blue. Mix them together, you get purple rage.
I do not understand this reference.
That was a Robot Chicken Boba Fett reference.
Oh, I have. It's been a while since I've seen Robot Chicken.
Or like
I actually had this. I actually had a CD of like all the Star Wars stuff they did.
Oh, nice.
Because they had a Star Wars face.
Mm-hmm.
goes through this whole scene where Boba Fett's just being a badass. Eventually, he gets 2 lightsabers, start wrecking house. Jump cuts to real life where there are just 3 nerds talking about their fanfic.
Weird. Hi. Piers is
Hello.
here. You were saying that the holiday special is available on YouTube.
Oh,
Yeah, literally
no.
just go to Star Wars holiday. Just go to YouTube, type Star Wars Holiday Special, and then like the first 2 links are both just recordings of the entire broadcast. So have fun with that.
Did you know that I said that I don't know where to find it so that I don't have to watch it?
Well, I'm sorry, but
okay.
I have found it for you, and there it is. So enjoy the cringe.
I think
Heck
I'm going
you.
to continue to not watch it.
Right.
If you
I'm going to
if
continue
you,
to
if
live
you want to
in
watch some
ignorance.
other high quality Star Wars content that's also kind of funny and about something that was terrible, you could watch that video, that 4-hour video review someone did on the Star Cruiser.
Oh yeah, I think I remember you shared that at one point.
Yeah,
I
I
have
still
not
find
watched
it
that yet.
hilarious.
I saw
That's my way.
that there was like some people. Was it you that was sharing those tweets about people criticizing that video for being like, oh no, the multi-billion-dollar corporation.
Yeah, I find it
Think
really
of the
funny
multi-billion-dollar
that
corporation.
self-proclaimed Disney adults are trying to somehow defend it, and it's like, no, you really can't. I'm sorry.
Yeah, right. It's like, come on, man. Like, I'm not gonna like stand up to bat for like the frickin' mouse. Are you kidding me?
It's a really weird fandom, the Disney adult fandom. Like, if you look at it through the lens of like a video game fandom or something, you start to see just how kind of strange and unhinged they are.
Like, I like me some Star Wars, but I am not going to be that ravenous about it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, even if I was a hardcore fan, I probably wouldn't be that ravenous about it.
Yeah. The Disney Parks / Disney Adults fandom is very, very interesting.
Mhm.
Devour.
Destroy the non-believers.
Consume.
It's also quite hilarious because most of the people who are in that fandom, they have never gone to a theme park or any other like big immersive experience like that is not made by Disney, so they have absolutely no frame of reference whatsoever.
Well, I know that
I
you
have
are a big fan of
friend
like,
who works at Disney.
I'm a big fan of theme parks, but I also have been to Universal Studios and Knott's Berry Farm and Six Flags and other places that are not Disney. So it's important to have that frame of reference, otherwise you don't know what you're getting.
right? I mean, just like
However,
now, what?
It's like when someone it's like when someone's first RPG is Persona 5, and then they play another game that's an RPG, and they're like, "Wow, this really reminds me of Persona 5." Yeah, I wonder why. This is the only one you've played.
Oh no.
there are a lot of JRPGs on the Nintendo DS.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was kind of the,
Dragon Quest 9 is pretty good. That's on the DS.
it's kind of the
Dragon
perfect
Quest.
freaking platform for it.
Yeah.
Are
Also,
you
the
telling me
Romance
this
of
is a
You
platform
amazing.
that has like, it's casual and easy and like for pick up and play stuff, and it allows me to like, have that on the go, and it's very like, power form factor is not very high, so JRPGs are like the one thing that it does really well. Whoa.
Actually, some fun news about the DS happened recently.
Oh.
The Switch officially dethroned it as the best-selling Nintendo console.
Yeah, I can believe that.
That means that the Switch only has one other console that it needs to beat if it wants to become the highest selling console ever.
And that's the PlayStation 2, right?
The PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
Wait,
And I'm
the
sure they'll do it.
PlayStation got back to first place at some point?
The PlayStation 2 never left first place. It was always first place.
But I remember that the Nintendo DS was the most sold
The Nintendo
console.
DS was the most sold handheld. But the most units sold for a single game console is still the PlayStation 2.
I'm currently like hyper focusing on getting these seeds in the ground now.
Do it.
Something torrent joke.
Focus.
Hello.
Hi, Sync.
Oh, hello, Synth. How you doing? You're muted.
Uh-oh, that sounds bad.
Oh, he's fine. How's your throat doing? Are those antibiotics doing a good thing?
Ow, my
I
leg.
heard-
Okay, I'll be back.
Wow.
I heard that noise. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we're good. I just need to check that. I'm being like, duh. Was I supposed to run out of seeds there? Yes. Good. Let me grab caramel apple cookie so you understand what I am talking about. Internet.
Ow, my arm. I'm back.
Howdy. What'd you do to your arm?
Well, the sleeves of the shirt I decided to wear today were slightly shorter than the sleeves of the shirts that I usually wear.
Oh.
So now I have a ring burn around my arm.
Ew. Okay. Ouchies.
Thank you, son. I love it when you're a deadly laser.
Son loves you.
Sun is a deadly laser.
Not anymore, there's a blanket.
There's a
No,
blanket.
there was no blanket this time.
No.
I don't know where Bellworks is, but I hope he's doing good.
I feel pain. Alright, I'll be back again.
Okie dokie.
I
Get
have
some
sea
ointment.
shanties in my brain.
Ah, sea shanties. Yay. You say that like the very moment that like the person who is absolutely mad about sea shanties leaves.
I know, right? She delayed me by like 20 seconds.
Right?
Sorry.
It's just like, I'm sorry, what'd you say?
There once was a ship that put to sea, and the name of the ship was a Billy O.T.
You also know the One Piece shanty.
There's a monkey ball shanty.
I'm sorry.
No. Okay, now I'll be back.
Soon may the monkey ball roll to send our monkey into the goal. There's a bunch of bananas and they're all dole, so roll my monkey ball roll.
Dole.
Yeah, in
Product
Super
placement.
Monkey Ball, in Super Monkey Ball 2, all the bananas are dole bananas specifically.
Frickin' hell.
Yeah. And Monkey Ball 2 is the best one, so it kind of became a thing in the fandom.
Ah, gotcha. Isn't there a thing about like, I don't know. There was this weird pushback on bananas at one point. I not going to say for certain, but wasn't there like a thing where people were
Why?
just like,
Bananas are awesome.
well, bananas are awesome, but a lot of people were kind of, I guess, I don't know, thinking about them second time because like, you know how like in the 50s, bananas or just in general any food products were being really pushed to be like, ooh, the next best thing, some big huge thing, and then later on down the line we find out, oh, we were kind of taking a lot of advantage of like, you know, the resources of the planet and all that jazz. Just be like, oh, hey, look at this amazing product that we got all the way from wherever the heck bananas are made.
The banana forest.
Yes, but the banana and whatnot.
Yeah, all the way from Donkey Konga.
Don't you
That's where
pick up
bananas-
bananas in Tears of the Kingdom?
Oh yeah, you do. Mighty bananas.
Yes. The whole
They're
Yika
called-
Clans thing.
They're called sword bananas in German.
Oh, I just realized I probably shouldn't have done this way. Oops.
Um,
How much time do I have left?
I've heard
Oh,
that
fuck.
bananas are actually a pretty good source of dark matter
Ha.
because they have potassium in them, and that means that bananas give off antimatter particles or something. And
Oh.
yeah, it's like a minuscule amount, but it's still more than any other fruit. So
I'm back.
there's a fun little space fact for you.
The only reason I'm obsessed with sailing songs and sea shanties is because I play a pirate in a D&D game. A
Nice.
Tempest cleric pirate
Damn it! I
Who
fell.
is- who is not afraid of sailing into storms, even though he should be.
I passed out right before I got to my bed.
No!
Image share, caramel arrow. Let me take a look at that real quick. God, this Discord window is so tiny. Whoa!
Nice.
That's badass. And now I want gingerbread and boba for some reason. Anyway, I guess the good news is that I fell asleep. Oh, spreading weeds has caused damage to my farm. What the fuck? Where? Who? When? Which ones?
Where?
No!
I don't see any weeds.
Ah!
Who's got weed?
I mean, there's all this. Where's the damage?
Smoke it. Do it.
Smoke them. Is it? Could be that. I don't know. It was one day. It was one day of not having enough time to, like, you know, take care of the farm. Shut up. Gosh darn it. Okay. I mean, I guess I'll do the beautification today. Fine by me. Yeah. I ate the damage. Is that how that works?
I am.
If you want to get rid of weeds in real life, mix vinegar and water.
Is that... Oh?
It works.
Yeah, it does work.
Get
I'm
vinegar,
pretty
water,
sure-
and a spray bottle. That's all you need.
Vinegar's really acidic.
Yeah, and if
Interesting.
you just spray it onto some weeds, the weeds will be dead in an hour.
Interesting.
Makes them really easy to pick up and just get rid of.
I know my dad has been, like, really fighting off a lot of weeds, because, like, where we live, it's been particularly dry weather for, like, the past, like, couple of years. And that has ended up causing a lot of problems with grass, where, like, oh, frick it! No, get back into your pen! Damn it! Damn it! Damn it!
How do you get them back in?
I don't
not
know!
Do it! Do not even think about doing it!
Oh, you bastards! Get back in the barn! Stop hanging out back there!
Don't let the cow out.
Chaos! Okay, you know, there is one easy way to fix this.
Delicious.
Reset the day.
Reset the day. Oh,
Yep,
hey, look.
just
There's the
Song of time your way through it.
there's the item. There, the props. Hello. There's a snab sitting in wait over there.
Quick, we need a distraction. Snap, cheese,
Don't eat snab. There we go. Okay, lesson learned. Close the damn gate. Thank God that Stardew Valley has that function. Oh, did you mess up on the day? Just reset. Oh, also, I didn't see the thing about, like, damage to weeds and whatnot. I have eaten the snab. Well, this snab is right here, and he's just fine. She's still a viable cookie to use even to this day, even though she was released 2 years ago. Boy, wouldn't it be nice if more video games allowed for that kind of thing? Where it's, I mean, I understand that, you know, as a free-to-play model, you kind of have to keep... you got to feature creep yourself a little bit, so it's just like, ooh, look at who this person... Oh, hello, Devin and Raccoon, rated with a 22 viewer stream. Hello. Welcome to the chaos. Welcome to me attempting to farm and failing miserably. There's a mag attack.
Experiencing
How you doing, sir?
difficulties, please stand by.
Devin Raid! Anyway, I just reset my day because I let out all of the cows. Oopsies.
Seems like a problem.
Okay. Hello. And now I have a new follower. Mr. Brown. Hold on a second. I didn't read that entirely. Where is it at? Here. I've moved a whole bunch of my windows around, so it's hard to see. Oh, this is all old stuff. Okay, Mr. Browncraft. There we go. Thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate that a heck of a lot. We're getting raided. Hello. I hope you guys had a very lovely stream over on Devin's stream. At the moment, again, Stardew and chill, and talking about random things. Like Disney. And also, what were we talking about before all that craziness happened?
Something
Star
about
Wars,
Red
which is
Beard.
also Disney.
Oh, yeah, right. I mean, technically everything's Disney now.
Most of it is.
Disney will soon own everyone and everything. Ah! And all of them. All right. Clear that out. All right. Now we let them out.
Close the gate first.
Yep, I
There you
closed
go.
it. No worries. Also, I think the kitty is currently hanging out back here. Yep. Hey, buddy. We're all Disney. We just don't know it all yet. Mm-hmm. And one day... What was it? We were... while I was playing the Splinter Cell game the other day, we were walking around in a cryogenic freezing place, and I'm just like, where's Disney's head? I need to find it. Where's his disembodied head in a jar? It's got to be
He
here
was actually
somewhere.
cremated in real
Probably
life.
next to Richard
Yeah,
Nixon.
right. That's
His
what they
ashes
want
were
you to do.
scattered his ashes were scattered in the haunted mansion. That's the other one. They weren't. And don't do that, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No. What was it? Oh shoot! I just recently saw a thing talking about that. Is like, yeah, Disney
You know,
does not
Bitly,
like
you
associating
could make
like
Mickey Mouse
negative.
ears.
Was it?
You could make Mickey Mouse ears with your bubbles.
No!
I'm just trying to think of how much lawsuit that would be. It's like, okay, if I were to, I mean, or maybe if I dress myself up as the, you know, the royalty-free Disney, you know, like the new Steamboat Willie one, I'd have to be grayscale for sure.
Actually, he did wear the red pants with the yellow buttons on a poster for Plane Crazy, so you actually can get away with Mickey in color. You just can't have him have colored eyeballs. They have to be just the dot eyes that you see in Steamboat Willie.
Oh, so
But
I
you
have to
can
have
give
dot
him-
eyeballs then?
Yes, but you can, like, he has to have the eyeballs that he has in Steamboat Willie. He can't have, like, the colored, more modern eyes that he has now.
All
But you
right.
can get away with giving him the yellow shoes and the red pants.
Fascinating. And then there were all those people that were like, you know, being wusses about it, being like, oh, we'll make our character black and white. Do your research, buddy.
Anyway, it's nice to have a Kingdom Hearts level that's public domain now.
I mean, you know, if that's
Because
not
the Steamboat
accounting for
Willie
Square
area is in
Enix.
Kingdom Hearts 2.
No mouse bit. Why not?
Because Snap is better.
Nah, I guess that's fair. Okay, all this stuff is still fermenting, so we're gonna wait on that a little longer. How's my ancient fruit doing?
And be run.
Check in here. Whoa! It's all done. I've got way too much ancient fruit to actually do anything with, and I'm seriously thinking about selling the overflow.
I mean, if you're not doing anything else with it, then go for it.
Well, I'm currently like, I'm currently doing a distillery kind of thing, where like I'm taking my ancient fruit and turning it into wine, and then I want to try and take the wine and then put them in casks to like improve the price of them. But problem is, this is a very long, drawn-out process that takes forever to finally get done. So, I just want to see number go burr. I was traumatized by the Disney CRK collab. It sucked. It was bad. Free-to-play person's nightmare. I actually did not know about that. What did that involve? I'm curious. How did Cookie Run Kingdom, stir you astray?
Did they have Mickey Mouse cookies?
I mean, I certainly hope so, given it's Cookie Run Kingdom. More carrot seeds. Good stuff.
Or was it just like monetized and like pay to win and really, really bad? Or did they just throw Frozen and Star Wars everywhere?
I'm assuming that's probably a part of it. Ooh. Hello. Thank you.
I could rant about Disney some more if you guys want, just because it's fun, but I don't want to just have every like Sunday stream just devolve into me ranting about Disney.
I mean, Disney is a fun subject. It's fascinating.
I know.
You know,
I know,
it's
but
like
at the same
it's
time, I
such a
don't want to
rabbit
just
hole.
make that the entire thing.
I mean, it's partially
I don't mind
that,
doing it.
partially other things too. Like me randomly ranting about 3D printers and things. Cookies that couldn't do jack shit lasted for almost 2 months, and it was bad. Ooh. Oh
Sounds
man.
painful.
And you
Sorry.
know that, like, they've already signed all the paperwork and done all the legalese for it, so you know that they probably did not want to back down on that afterwards. So that everybody just kind of had to shrug and deal with it, being like, yeah, everything sucks, but it'll be great when things are finally finished, right? Things will finish, right? That's kind of what I think probably was happening in the background. Like what sucks is that when it comes to a promotion like that, I'm pretty sure people probably know right away when it's going to be either really bad or really good. And the problem is, if you've already committed heavily, well, there's not much that you can do about that. You kind of just have to like, well, all right. This is all of our lives and all of our work for the next month or so. Yeah, Nova, I am well aware of that, for the record, and I don't approve of it, but unfortunately, character AI can't do much about it. I have actively attempted to try and email them, and they have responded by saying, like, oh, well, you have to send, like, such and such legal paper, official legal papers, which sucks, because if somebody's breaking copyright law, like, I feel like that's something that they should probably just bow down to. Like, I make fun of YouTube for just bowing down to copyright stuff all the time. But at the very least, they bow down to it. Character AI doesn't give a shit. So for the record, like, I don't approve of that kind of thing, but at the moment, there's not much you can actively do about that until, like, the government steps in to make some railroaded process to make filing stuff like that done. So my solution for that kind of thing is that I don't really address it much. Just because I feel not addressing it will make it that people will talk about it less. And the only people that end up using it are people that probably don't actively follow me, Or people who, like people who end up using it are people, like, I mean, in order for you to use it in the first place, you have to follow me and know me. But if you know me, and if you know that I don't like that kind of thing, that goes against my wishes, so... It's a little bit of, like, a catch-22, so to speak. I'm sure people probably do use it, but I don't know. Again, I'm not putting too much emphasis and too much, like, worry about that. Mostly because there's not much I can actively do about it. But the moment that I can do something about it, oh, you can bet your bottom I will. What's funny is that character AI actually did used to honor takedowns like that without too much extra proof. One, they probably got way too many requests to have things taken down, and eventually they just said, we can't handle this,
Hello?
we need more official paperwork to come through. Or, and this is another option that might be the case, maybe they've just gotten emboldened to the fact that, you know, for a lot of people, they're not going to shill up all of the extra documents. You know? It's just like, well, you know, we're in a legal gray area, tee-hee, fight us. Can you keep a secret, mister? I want to marry Miss Penny when I grow up. Don't get your hopes up, kid. Yeah, what do you think about it? This town's safe, but I don't want to leave the children here alone. What, you think they're gonna make a bomb?
I feel like there are multiple jokes that could be made about Miss Penny being cheap.
What?
Because pennies.
No, Penny is good. Do not care
But
about.
it's only it's only worth a penny though.
Waka waka. It appears that we did have some drop frame stuff happen just recently.
Yeah.
Let me check the output real quick.
Stardew Valley?
No, on my internet.
Oh.
Yeah, for me, you cut out Discord.
Seems fine right now. I'm gonna yell at my ISP at some point here, don't worry. Anyway, what, I'm trying to remember what else that I need to do. I don't know. I'm really, like, forgetting a lot of the different missions that I had lined up here.
Expand your farming empire.
I could. Technically, I could do that.
That's the goal of
720.
capitalism. There must be more infinite crop than last year.
Mm-hmm. I mean, well, that's why I literally fell asleep next to my bed. So yeah, I think I'm maximizing as much as I can right now. But the funny part is that once I get the first crops down, then like there's less to worry about. You know, it's fine. It's mostly automated now. What hobbies do you like? I've talked about my hobbies a heck of a lot. Again, 3D printing is kind of like the main thing that's kind of got me in a fixation. I guess I could.
I saw that thing you were 3D printing recently. That I'm very excited to see that when it's done. Are you gonna paint it? Or...
Mm-hmm. Oh heck yeah! I've got
so cool.
I've got 3 Nintendo 64 logos that I'm gonna be painting. I've already sanded the 2 tiny ones.
That's gonna be so cool.
Oh, it'll be nice.
You definitely got to show them off when they're done.
Absolutely, man. Actually, I'm keeping it a little bit secret from social media, just because, like, I want to post them all when they're done.
Yeah.
I guess I could talk about a couple of interesting facts about that 3D print that I did for, you know, the massive Nintendo 64 logo. So before I decided to do it, I wanted to make sure that I was, like, printing an N64 logo that I felt was, like, accurate to what the N64 logo looks like. And I did a lot of searching high and low. I think I've talked about it several times here about how, funny enough, the N64 logo was, at least the 3D version of it, was not standardized throughout the entirety of the Nintendo 64 library. Nintendo just said, screw it, make your own N64 logo, just make sure it looks basically like the N64 logo that's on our 2D promotions. And so that's it. They were just like, alright, go nuts. And so, yeah, a bunch of people made their own N64 logos, and they're very inconsistent depending on what games you look at. And I tried a couple. One of them was the Banjo-Kazooie one, but I felt like that one looked just a little bit lanky and weird. I was just like, I mean, it looks okay, but I don't know, it doesn't look quite like what I want it to look like. Got a warning about a thunderstorm. The power may go out. Oh boy. Well, good luck on that. But anyway, I eventually decided to settle on there was a 3D render of the N64 logo that was made for the Nintendo 64 disc system. And I figured if there's anybody that was going to make the N64 logo as accurate as they possibly could, it was going to be Nintendo themselves. So, although that's a little bit iffy too, because at first I thought I was going to try and go for the N64 logo that you can see in Ocarina of Time, because there's a 3D version that is available in Ocarina of Time. And then I inspected it, and funny enough, it's not the right dimensions. Like, if the dimensions are if you combine them, the N creates a perfect square, which is not how the N64 logo is supposed to look. Like, the N64 logo is supposed to be a little bit squished on the height axis, and this one isn't. It's just a perfect square all around, which is weird. So, yeah, I ended up going for the N64 DD version of the logo, and I just modified the mesh a little bit so that it would be able to be read with my my slicing software, and bada bing, that's it. And then I sized it up to about as large as I could possibly make it on my printer bed. I could have made it larger, but I also wanted to leave a little bit of wiggle room in the event that something went wrong or whatever. I think it's about 200 millimeters, is it? I don't know. It takes up basically most of my printer bed. And that sucker took about 18 hours to complete, which is absolutely an insane amount of time. The scarier thing is that thing took more than an entire roll of filament to print out, which I taken a little bit more of the filament out of that 3D model, but I wanted to have nice hard outer shell for it. And I don't know. I just felt like something like that needs to be a little bit more weighty. So ultimately, I was just yeah, no, it makes more sense for me to use more filament for this. But I miscalculated. Hello! Excuse me! Wine! We making bank tonight? Well, actually, no. I need to go and ferment this a little bit, so that's fine. I'm glitching out on YouTube. Oh, gosh darn it. Again, it's totally not my fault. It's my ISP. I deeply apologize for that. There is nothing I can do about it. And the problem is, I just have to keep complaining to my ISP until eventually somebody listens. And
You can pray to God.
what now?
You can pray to God. Pray to God.
I guess I could. If he's willing to listen to me about my silly, ISP antics. It reminds me of that one scene from Spaceballs. Praying to God, praying to God. It's pray to God, praying to God. This stuff is still not done. I think I'm gonna wait, because I think it takes a little bit of time for... I forget how much time it takes for this stuff to finish, and how long it takes for the stuff in casks to finish.
Why are they moving?
Because there's things in them. This is where I keep the bodies.
A lot of bodies. A lot of skeletons.
Mm-hmm.
And
skeletons.
basement.
Oh, speaking of which, something landed on my farm not too long ago. It was in this thing, and it's broken. So whatever it is loose in my farm somewhere. I don't know. I'm worried. Anyway, I gotta make another chest real quick. And also drop off that fish. Oh, and a bunch of the... Oh, hey, I got a golden void egg. Nice. That's good. All right, I'm gonna place this here, and I'm gonna make this specifically for the ancient fruit wine. There we go. Would I ride Cat Bus? I think it'd be fluffy and weird. I'd give it a shot. There we go. Anyway, back to what I was talking about, though. So, yeah, it took an entire roll of filament to actually print that, and it actually took more than that one roll of filament, which I was not expecting. I kind of, like, miscalculated on that. I thought that one roll would be enough, and I would have just enough to be able to print it out. No. And that scared the heck out of me because I didn't have much filament after that. Basically, I had that entire roll of gray filament, and then I had an already used roll of gray filament that was sitting on the sidelines that I didn't want to use for this project. And then after that, I wouldn't have any more filament for it. I mean, I suppose I could have used, like, another color of filament, and I was willing and ready to do that in the event that I ran into any problems. Clint wants jade. Sure. And so, that's where that one little print defect actually showed up on that model came from. It was from the brief moment when my printer did not have any filament coming through the system. Big fat oops from me. In retrospect, I think I would have made the shell of this thing a little bit thinner so that, like, it would have survived a little bit longer. But I've kind of learned, like, I need to put, like, a hard limit on the length of time that some of these things take to do. Like, I think once you reach, like, 14 hours of printing time, that's the moment where you need to stop. And you need to start, like, cutting corners and, you know, saying, like, I'd like to use less filament for here, here, and here. However, it's not something that cannot be fixed. Again, I'm planning on filling in that little crevice there, and then I'm going to paint the thing, and hopefully I'll make it look as, like, lore accurate as possible. You'd be in a cat. I mean, the way you... If you put it that way, it's weird. I saw the movie If. It was cute. I haven't looked much into that movie. I've heard some people saying that there's good things about it. I have
Why
not
would you
very...
name a movie If?
Eh?
It looks like a live-action version of, like, the premise of Foster's to me.
Oh, you mean Foster's Imaginary Friends?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right. That is kind of what it is. Huh. I never thought about that.
Foster's was a good show.
I know, right? I haven't thought about it in a while.
I heard they might be making more, apparently.
How's that gonna go?
I don't know. But apparently, the creator of the show pitched like 60 other shows to Cartoon Network, and all of them were rejected because they weren't shows that already exist. So...
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean already exist?
Like, they aren't established franchises, they're original IPs.
And that's how stagnation happens. What the fuck?
Cartoon Network is owned by Warner Brothers Discovery.
Frickin' hell.
Yep.
That is so annoying. Like, you'd think that somebody's pedigree would say something about them and about the potential success for their projects.
You'd think, but the problem with that is that then the person gets the pedigree and not the brand TM. So...
Ew.
It's the same reason that Konami fired Hideo Kojima.
Oh, yeah, right. Because they're just like, well, you're not important, whatever. You're just a person that, like, heads the development team,
All you've
whatever.
done
We
is
can find a
create
new
every
developer.
good thing our company has ever made. We don't need you.
Yeah, we don't need you. You were not a part of our success.
Mm.
You succeeded because of us, not in spite of us.
Yeah.
I mean, that's okay, in my opinion, because that means that, like, you know, there's little cracks in corporate armor, in my opinion. Like, it kind of, it allows for there to be a chance for people to be successful, I think.
When they give new creatives a chance to actually just make something original and fun, they usually make something really, really good. I'm still kind of amazed that Disney allowed Alex Hirsch to make Gravity Falls. Because if you've seen that show, there's a lot of stuff in that show that I'm surprised they were able to get away with.
I've only heard, like, you know, little bits and pieces here and there about the show.
Have you watched it?
No, I have not, unfortunately.
Dude.
I know. I literally have the box set. I have no excuses.
Why haven't you watched it? It's so good.
I know. Isn't one of the writers, like, you know, one of the Chapman brothers as well? Like,
A lot of the people who worked on it, they also did DuckTales 2017 and Amphibia and the Owl House.
oh shoot, God, the pedigree here.
Yeah.
A VA audition yesterday for a Hat in Time comic dub. Oh, very nice.
Very nice.
I wish you good luck on that.
Yes.
Be the spookiest Vanessa you can possibly be.
Now I'm wondering what comic.
Mm.
Also, Alex Hirsch was a script doctor on Spider-Verse.
Ah, nice. There we go.
So there's some good stuff in there.
I'm trying to even remember, like, I think Gravity Falls came out around a time when I really wasn't watching cartoons, especially not on the Disney Channel.
2012.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a retro show now, which is weird to think about, but
That's scary.
yeah.
I don't want to think about, like, you know, the harsh fate and hands of time moving.
Okay, old
But
man.
somehow
No.
they just let him create whatever crazy show he wanted, and he did, and they also let him end it on his own terms, which was nice.
Well, that's good.
Because it only got 2 seasons, but that was an intentional choice on the creator's part. He didn't want it to just keep going on forever. He wanted to have a finale at the end of season 2 and conclude the story. And he did.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
the
they
story
didn't
is
pull a
over.
Nickelodeon.
It is a finished show. But he still did some other stuff afterwards anyway, because it was really funny.
Right.
Like,
What was it like, that one thing that you guys were showing off in the Discord not too long ago? Like, there's a new book, and
Yeah,
it's
the
like
main-
from the
main-
the standpoint of Bill Cipher.
Yeah, Bill Cipher is the main villain of the show. And apparently he's getting a book coming out where basically it's the backstory of who the villain is and everything that he was up to during the series. And apparently it's the contents of that book are specifically aimed at teens and adults because it has stuff in it that they could never get away with on the actual show.
Oh, sweet.
And that's saying something because they got away with a lot of stuff on the actual show.
That is insane.
Like, there's some prime grade nightmare fuel in that show.
I'm still haunted by that one thing where Pacifica, I think her name was Pacifica?
The prissy rich girl.
Yes,
Yeah.
Pacifica, her father just, his face, the scene
Oh.
still haunts me.
I know exactly which scene you're talking about. That's in the beginning of the finale, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
that's still freaking freaky.
So you say all
I don't
this
want
stuff in like,
context. I don't want context.
You
You
don't want
don't.
context?
You
'Cause
don't
if I
want
explain it,
context.
it might, like... Not knowing is arguably scarier.
Do you hear someone talking right now? I think someone might be talking.
Okay.
Shutting ears.
Just know that it's really disturbing and it's cool.
Oh boy.
Gotcha.
And all this talk about like you know, creepy stuff in cartoons just makes me think of Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Yes.
Yeah,
That
what
show
was
was
up with
freaking-
that show? Every episode of that show was just weird and honestly kind of really, really creepy.
I'm happy I
Yeah.
have never seen that show and I will never.
Yeah, I mean, unless you are really interested in like horrorcore and that kind of stuff, I would not recommend that for anybody with like a weak disposition. And yet, for some reason, it was shown on Cartoon Network of all things.
I remember being really weirded out by that show as a kid. Whenever it came on, I always wanted to just change the channel to something else.
I was like the exact opposite. I was just
You
like,
liked
oh,
creepy.
sweet, creepy thing.
Yeah, nowadays I'm like, yeah, this is fine. I mean, it still
Snarls.
is. It's still very unsettling, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, it's absolutely unsettling.
It's a good show.
I'm trying to remember, like, there's this one, the Man in Gauze episode.
Yeah.
That's still like, it haunts my my buddy to this day. Where like all you have to do is like play that weird music that plays while the Man in Gauze is there, and he's just like, nope, fuck it, turn it off. It's like, stop it. All right, so let's give like an overview for it. So, Courage the Cowardly Dog was a show on Cartoon Network quite a long time ago. Starred, again, Courage the Cowardly Dog, and then his two owners, who was Eustace and Muriel, two old people, like an old couple, that lived out in the middle of nowhere in this like random ass shack. Like literally, it's called nowhere. And yeah, they live together, and there's the weirdest, craziest shit that goes on there. And it's always like, it's a different thing every single episode. And like, it kind of does a thing where like horrible, violent, terrible things happen to the main characters, and like, it could leave them permanently changed, like forever. But like, the episode always, it resets every single episode to like, you know, oh, we're all back to normal now, you know, kind of thing. But yeah, and so, yeah, weird oddities happen on that show. And I'm trying to think of a couple of things specifically. A famous one is, like, again, the Man in Gauze episode, where Eustace and Muriel somehow come across, like, this Egyptian tablet, and, or it's like an Egyptian slab. And there's this evil character called, like, the Man in Gauze, who shows up, and he creepily says just like, return the slab or suffer my curse. And then obviously, like, Eustace is thick-headed as hell, so he's just like, fuck you, or, you know, something adjacent. They didn't swear on the show, but if anyone was going to swear, it was going to be Eustace. But anyway, and then, you know, the consequences of his actions, suddenly, terrible things start happening, like, you know, actual Egyptian curses, like, you know.
He wants to make money off the damn thing.
Oh, yeah, he wants to try and make money off of it. I'm trying to remember, some, like, plague-like shit starts happening around the entire area, and they're freaking the hell out. And meanwhile, Courage has to be the one every single episode that tries to, like, fix things and get things back to normal as much as he possibly can. And so, like, he's panicking, he's freaking out, he doesn't know what the heck is going on or what to do or, like, how to handle things. But, and you know, he's a terrified character, like, he's literally a scaredy pants. But, funny enough, he's the one person who always fixes things at the end of everything. Or at least, you know, he tries. He does, like, his best. Kind of like Steven Universe. Steven Universe was freaking, like, you know, I wouldn't say that. Like, Steven Universe has more of, like, a story arc, as well as also, like, a lot more, like, fun, light-hearted character bits. Courage the Cowardly Dog does not have that. No. Let me see, there was that episode. There was that really early beta episode where for some reason, like, Eustace was turning into a chicken. That one haunts the hell out of me, because I'm just like, oh, fuck! Chicken man, no! What other things? I think another weird thing is that they just have weird visual oddities in that show that, like, there's no explanation for them. They just happen. There's this one, like, 3D character that looks, like, weird. He's got, like, weird tendrily kind of bits coming off of him. His face
that
looks
from the
kind of
Slab
weirdly
episode?
uncanny. And he's... By the way, this is a 2D cartoon, and every once in a while, they just spring 3D elements in out of nowhere. I was just like, what the fuck?
I watched Mandalore Gaming review Sacrifice recently. He described the game as something between, I think he said Studio Ghibli and a Courage the Cowardly Dog episode.
That's I mean, sometimes
That's just
Studio
the middle half
Ghibli
of
would end
Spirited
up.
Away.
Sometimes, yeah, Spirited Away is almost like a Courage the Cowardly Dog episode, honestly.
I mean,
Except
everything,
maybe-
everything involving No Face and also the whole parents turning into pigs thing.
Yeah, no, that's a pretty good explanation. If you know about Spirited Away and some of the creepier things in that, imagine those elements, except that's the forefront. That's just like the whole point of the episode is the creepy stuff. I think that's a pretty good descriptor.
Actually, there is something really, really funny that happened when Gravity Falls first aired, where it accidentally predicted two very, very popular horror games before they came out.
Hmm?
And the
Alright.
episode in question came out literally 1 week after the game that it predicted, but because of animation lead time, the episode was made a year before.
All right, interesting.
In the episode, then one of the main character's friends, he's trying to figure out a good way to be able to talk to girls and get a girlfriend. So he starts playing this one Japanese like visual novel game, and he starts enjoying playing it and talking to the main character girl of that game. And then it turns out that main character girl is actually self-aware and becomes a yandere and tries to like murder his real girlfriend.
Oops.
So if that sounds a little similar to Doki Doki Literature Club, yes.
Yeah.
And eventually, the guy takes his real girlfriend out to a dinner date at a animal-themed restaurant called Hoo Ha's Jamboree, which has a whole bunch of animatronic band members playing on a stage. So the video game anime girl character basically travels through the electricity all the way to the restaurant, and then locks all of the doors in the restaurant and takes control of the animatronics that they then need to hide from.
That doesn't sound indicative of
That
anything.
episode came out 1 week after the first Five Nights at Freddy's.
Who wants to bet there's probably a couple really, like, I don't want to call you dumb, but it's probably a couple people who are just like, what? This is such a Five Nights at Freddy's ripoff. They ripped up Five Nights at Freddy's.
People absolutely did say that, and then in like the behind-the-scenes blogs that happened after the episode came out, they explained, no, it's not based on FNAF, it's based on Showbiz Pizza, which is a real place that existed.
God, this is just reminding me. The other night, I actually watched Tomska's video about plagiarism, and it's an interesting video. Like, he goes into detail about a lot of the things that he's done that, like, technically could be considered plagiarism, or at least, like, derivative work of other things. And it's just interesting to think of, like, you know, plagiarism as a spectrum. And one of the things that he talks about is, like, unintentional, well, okay, I wouldn't call it plagiarism. I would call it more like, you know, unintentionally lifting themes from other things. And it can happen in a manner of different ways. It could be completely coincidental. Like, oh, hello. Kippy has resubscribed. Jesus, you've been around here for way too long. You have got a heck of a streak. 44. That is amazing. I can't math, so I'm trying to figure out, like, that's at least 4 years. OG as hell right there. And also, what is that? Is that a Dancy Dance deer? What? I like it, whatever it is. Anyway. So yeah, unintentional, like, plagiarism types of stuff. Basically when just, like, you know, two people had the exact same idea at the exact same time. And he gives the explanation of, like, oh, it's a Dancy doggo. Oh, it's so hard to tell. It almost looks like a deer. All right. I did not know this, but apparently Dennis the Menace, most people probably don't know what the heck that is.
I know.
Which one?
Yep, exactly. Which one? There's two different Dennis the Menaces. One that was made in the United States, one that was made in Britain. And the thing is, neither one of them, like, are... Like, it wasn't lifted from anything. It's just two individual countries, two different people came up with the name Dennis the Menace at the exact same time. But it's, like, completely
it's really
different
funky.
in terms... Yeah, it's weird. So, you know, there's situations like that where, like, they're completely different properties, but just two people had the exact same idea for the exact same name. And then there's, like, concepts where, like, oh, well, we had the exact same concept at the exact same time. But, like, you know, I didn't mean any sort of, any stealing or like, I wasn't planning on taking anything from you, that kind of thing. Then there's unintentional plagiarism where somebody might have been inspired by somebody else's work, but either they just completely forgot that they saw it, or it's just so ingrained in your head that, like, you completely forgot the origin of whatever whatever joke it was, and genuinely you thought that, like, oh, no, this is something that I wrote. This isn't derivative of anything. And then later on, somebody shows you, well, what about this one episode of Star Wars? And you go, fuck!
Yep.
You're right. Oh,
It's
what
also
the?
kind of funny
Remote
because
play.
Star Wars itself is so unoriginal that it just looped back around to being original again.
Oh, yeah, right.
And also, one other fun example of plagiarism is when a show gets really, really popular, or a movie or a game, and then some other country sees that show or movie or game, and they're like, hey, we should just do the exact same thing they did.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just release a version for their country that's basically note for note the exact same thing.
Dude, that was actually talked about in the plagiarism episode that Tomska did, and he actually had a personal example to show off.
Oh?
He did a sketch a while ago, and it was called Meanwhile in a Parallel Universe.
I remember that one. That one was funny.
Yeah, and the entire bit is just him and his buddy sitting in, like, the common area, and then it rapidly keeps on cutting away with, like, narrator text just being like, meanwhile in a parallel universe where I don't know, your head gets extremely heavy after you think about breasts, and then his friend in the background just goes,
Meanwhile, in a parallel universe where books are hot, he's holding the book and he's like,
Right.
ow, 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 ow.
ow,
Yeah.
ow, ow, ow. Like, that was a freaking good movie. That was a good video. Well, apparently there was, I'm trying to remember, I think it's like either a Spanish show or what the heck ever. Oh God, I don't remember entirely. It was from a different country. And it started a whole bunch of, like, influencer type of people, like, or influencer type people were, like, on the booking for the show. And one of the things that they did was a sequence called Meanwhile, except it was called Meanwhile in their, in the show's language. And a lot of people were talking about that to Tom, being like, hey, this is really derivative. And he's just like, oh, it's probably not that derivative. And then he went and he watched it, and he's just like, oh, this is actually pretty derivative. What the And so, out of curiosity, he decides to reach out to the producer of said show. And the producer said, just like, I'm really sorry. So we had intended to get in contact with you about this and, like, ask if we could pay for the, like, rights to be able to use this on our show. But, I was trying to get in contact with you for months over on Facebook Messenger, which, by the way, don't do that. Don't try to get in contact with someone via Facebook Messenger, especially if they're trendy and know what they're... You're not going to get in touch with anybody that way. Like, get in touch with someone via email. You know, like that, or something professional like that. But anyway, yeah, he tried to get in touch with them several times and apparently just couldn't. And so he said, it's like, oh, he probably won't mind. I'll just go ahead and do it anyway. But then he's just like, why would you just make the assumption that I would not mind about that? And it's just like, really, seriously sorry. Like, we didn't mean it. Like, if you want to work out some sort of compensation, we'll do that. Totally. Like, and so it's just like, okay, fine. Like, I really wasn't expecting any compensation or anything. So I need a minute to really think about that and figure out, like, what, how much I want. And so they hung up, and he started thinking about that. Tom was just like, okay, well, it didn't take a whole lot of time for me to actually make that, and also, I mean, I make derivative work too, so at the end of the day, like, I get what it's like to have somebody make something derivative of your work, and vice versa, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I guess I would probably get compensated for the amount of money that, like, it would take to actually make something like that, so it's like, okay, so the scripting process... did take a little bit of time. I did bring on some people for the video. I don't know, it probably cost like 300 like British pounds for like my work, whatever. I could probably like get I'll sell the rights to it for 300 pounds, what the heck ever. He sits on that for a while. He kind of like it takes a while for him to finally get back to him about that. It's like, oh, whatever. And so he goes about his merry way and his merry day. And then, apparently, while he was literally in the, he was literally in the grocery store, in line, with, like, tampons underneath his arm, just buying stuff, he gets a phone call from the guy, and he tells him, we are ready and willing to pay the amount of 30,000 pounds for the rights to this sketch. And he's like, it was just like, sold, done. And so that amount of money, he actually took that and he put it into buying all of like the sets for, for like what he does. Like that's a big chunk of change. Like that's like life-changing amount of money. Like, that opens you up to so many possibilities. Like, you could either take that money, you can invest it, you could take it and put it into, like, productions you're working on. Like, that was a big deal for him. And he was about ready to, like, give up enough money. Like, he was going to make them pay the amount of money that it would cost to, I don't know, buy a PlayStation 5. And they're just like, no, $30,000. So, that's kind of amazing. So, the lesson I learned from that is, if a big corporate entity accidentally plagiarizes you, or plagiarizes you intentionally by their own admission, you absolutely keep them on the line for that. And you hold out for whatever money they're willing to offer you. If anything, get a lawyer and, like, talk to them and ask them, all right, how much money could I hold them out for? Especially if they are already in legal trouble, if they've already released videos for that series, and if they could be in trouble for, like, long-standing debts, oh boy! You are on Gravy Train Central, man. My character is frozen. I'm sure that probably has something to do with my internet or something. I apologize severely for that. This just tells me how much artists are underselling. Oh, that's exactly what Tom said. Tom was just like, for the love of God, don't undersell yourself. Value your worth and what you are capable of and what what you should be getting paid for. Honestly, I'm happy for him. But anyway, I didn't watch the entirety of the video, but he goes into further detail about plagiarism, and like, there's unintentional plagiarism, and then there's just straight up actual genuine hostile plagiarism, where somebody absolutely meant to plagiarize you. And, he may or may not have been referencing one particular plagiarist that existed on YouTube at a certain point in time, cough, cough. In fact, he might have like deliberately, specifically like asked for a cameo from a Mr. H bomber. Anyway,
There's this book that I read a while back that I think covers a lot of the same general ideas as in that Tomska video. It's called Steal Like an Artist.
actually, funny enough, the video, Tomska's video, is called like Tomska's Guide to Plagiarism, or Tomska's Guide to Plagiarizing, or something.
Nice.
Kind of tongue in cheek.
I found the book that I'm talking about on the Internet Archive if anyone wants to read it for themselves.
Interesting. How long ago was that made?
This 2012.
Interesting.
Basically, it explains that if you're specifically in the realm of writing something or creating something, there is no such thing as an original idea under the sun. So,
yeah.
So what that actually means is that if you're going to be creating something, then, and you want to be a good artist, what good artists do is they curate the ideas that they like, and then they attempt to recreate those ideas in their own works. But because the human hand is incapable of creating a one-to-one perfect copy of something, that one person will inevitably end up creating something different.
Mm-hmm.
And the way to be a good artist versus a bad artist is to pull from a whole bunch of different sources and honor the original thing that you're stealing, for lack of a better word, and use it and basically study it and transform it in your own way instead of just ripping it off and just stealing from one thing and saying, I want to make something exactly like this one thing and nothing else.
Yeah. No, that's a pretty good rule.
Yeah, I'm kind of skimming over a lot because I don't want to just read the entire thing, but I'll post a link in the Twitch chat if anyone wants to read it.
Hey, interesting sounding read.
Yeah.
I wish I had enough attention span for books. There is.
It also has a whole bunch of quotes that basically support what he's saying, and the quotes are from like really, really famous people. So it's a known thing among a lot of famous creatives that you just riff from everyone else.
I mean, that's true. Just don't be a complete ripoff. Don't be a complete hack. You know,
There's a quote from Kobe Bryant in here that says, I have stolen all of my moves from all these other players. I just try to do them proud, the guys who came before, because I learned so much from them. It's all in the name of the game, and it's a lot bigger than me.
I guess that's a good way to put it, yeah.
Here's another one from Francis Ford Coppola. He says, we want you to take from us. We want you, at first, to steal from us, because you can't steal. You will take what we give you, and you will put it in your own voice, and that's how you will find your voice. And that's how you begin. And then one day, someone will steal from you.
Yeah. I mean, but the human condition is basically nothing but a swirl of, like, you know, your experiences, and then, you know, mixing them together and creating a different experience for somebody else who will then in turn take those experiences and, you know, mesh them together to make their own experience, and, you know, so on and so on and so forth. Like, it's natural. It's just like, it depends on just how derivative somebody is, you know? And, like, I think intent is a gigantic portion of it, in my opinion. Like, if your intent is literally, I'm going to do the absolute minimum amount of work for the maximum amount of reward, that's where I think it becomes a problem. You know? So, like, if you are literally lifting script for script exactly somebody else's work, and attempting to try and, like, make a really, like, good living off of it, I would say that's kind of where the line is drawn for me. But if you're using very similar themes, but, like, with a little bit of a different coupling, I think that's kind of okay. Like, to an extent. How does one break this rock? I never figured that out.
You know what's got me thinking, like,
there's a synth.
I'm jumping in. Yes, there's a synth. Random wild synth appears. So are you guys talking about, I guess, plagiarism?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's interesting how this stuff can sort of change. There comes a point in which a theme or coupling of ideas becomes an archetype. And in that case, it becomes less of a stealing and more of a, well, this is a archetype that is now cemented in
the zeitgeist, as it were.
Tumblr
Mhm.
sexy man.
Well, that's just a trope.
Exactly.
That's just
The
what
Tumblr
tropes
sexy
are.
man.
I mean, that's
It's
just
just
what
it's just
archetypes
a
are, too.
recurring pattern that occurs in storytelling or
Yeah.
whatever medium that you're working in.
Yep.
If
And
it
just
be a medium
because
or a
somebody
genre or
fits into an
whatever.
archetype does not mean it's bad.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's having a trope existing is just a tool. There are both good and bad ways to do it. When that tool
Exactly.
gets so overused that the audience looks at it and they just go, "Ugh, it's this again," that's when it becomes a cliche, and that's when you have a problem.
Yeah.
But you don't have a
So-
problem. It's only when it's lazily done. That's the thing. Is if you are doing it lazily, that's when it's a problem. Because
Yeah.
I'll tell you this, there's so many fucking stories that are cliches, but they're fucking popular because they did the cliche right.
Yeah,
Okay,
even
so
if, even
question.
if they don't do any cool new spin on the cliche, if they do the cliche and they just execute it really freaking well, that can
Exactly.
still be really, really good.
And I think people are afraid to do that, which ironically leads to less interesting things more often.
Hmm
Question
Because
though.
they're so afraid to delve into those at all.
Question.
Question.
Mhm.
But what if I make a girl character who has blue hair and has twin tails and then just looks like Hatsune Miku?
Well,
League of
what does
Legends
that
did
character
that.
do?
League of Legends did that.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. I mean, there are direct. I mean, I'm trying to remember. There was another part of Tomska's video that was talking about like direct inspiration, and if you're wearing your inspirations on your sleeve, like, and if you're very tongue in cheek, being like, yeah, this is derivative of this, like if it's different enough, it's more flattering than anything.
Like Space King.
Also, people have done literally exactly
Space
what you're
King!
describing, where
Yeah,
they have
Space
where they started out with Miku, changed a little bit, and then it became their own original character with a personality and
Yeah.
became like a mascot for whatever their brand is.
I cannot
Yeah.
tell you how many OCs I have seen over the years that have slowly just turned into somebody's character.
Here, I'm gonna post something in the Twitch chat. Just take a look at this image. This is a real character from a real
Well,
show.
the only thing that separates an OC from an actual character is popularity. That's it. That is literally the only thing. Legitimately.
I suppose. Yeah, that is very like Miku coded, but I'm sure it's probably not.
Her name is Ine, and she lives inside of someone's phone.
Where is this?
This is a character from Kagero Project, if you've ever heard of that.
No. Are you posting it somewhere?
I posted it
It's,
in the
it's
Twitch
in the
chat.
Twitch chat.
Oh, I can't. I'm not looking at the Twitch chat
It
because I have a lot. No, I'm kidding.
If you don't know what Kagero Project is, it literally started out as a series of Vocaloid music albums. So she literally started out as just being Miku, but then they changed it to be its own thing, and the design kind of stuck. There is an anime adaptation of it. It's not good. Don't watch it.
Oh damn.
What? What is it? Wait, what is it called again?
It's called Mikaku City Actors.
No, the project.
Here, I'll just type it. It's easier. Here you go.
Where'd you post it?
Twitch
In
chat
the
again.
Twitch chat.
God damn it! I'm not in the Twitch chat.
Well, or should I
Yeah, but
post
there's
it?
a bunch of people watching
Post
us,
it.
and they might want.
There's a chat in this Discord call.
You could
Okay,
also
connected to the
DM
voice
it to
chat.
People
him.
are watching on YouTube and Twitch, and we gotta respect that.
But I want to also click it, so send
But
it to me
I
as well.
want your respect.
Okay, then open it on Twitch and click it.
I'm not going to do that.
Meh. Fine, I'll copy it and
Just-
paste it.
just
in
send
the
it
Thank
over
Discord
you.
chat.
It takes more effort for me to do that than it does for you to copy and paste.
I mean, I would argue that it takes the exact same amount of effort, but
No, I have to log into Twitch, and I don't want to.
technically you don't have to log into Twitch.
You could also open YouTube.
Well, it wasn't posted over on YouTube, I don't think.
There, I posted it in the Discord and pinged
I
you.
saw it.
Man.
I do recommend listening to the music albums, though. They are.
Oh yeah,
very
that is
catchy.
just straight up. That is just straight up Miku, isn't it?
It absolutely is.
Uncanny.
It's
No,
like
the blue
it's
is
like
too
if they
dark.
it's like if they mixed Miku with fucking Jenny Wakeman.
Yeah,
The
that
blue
is.
is
I
just
was
too
straight
thinking,
dark.
there's another Vocaloid that exists. Male Vocaloid, blue hair.
Oh yeah, him.
Kaito?
Oh yeah, him.
Oh, is that?
Kaito?
Kaito, I think.
I don't
begins with a
remember
K.
his name, but I know he exists. It's almost like you combined the two together and created a bastard offspring.
A bit. Actually, there
I
is another
know
one.
his name
Let me see
is
here.
Kaito.
Oh, Kaito.
I
Alright.
know my. Well,
I know my Vocaloids.
yeah.
The Vocaloid.
Don't say that, Bibby.
I said Vocaloid,
It sounds-
not Vocaloid.
I okay. It sounded like the latter.
Wait, Bitby is blue. Are you Hatsune Miku?
I think somebody,
Miku.
Hatsune! I think somebody has drawn fan art of me as Hatsune Miku before. And if it hasn't, why is it taking this long?
Oh my god. Hatsune Miku.
Alright, I can see the end of the horizon.
Actually,
Hatsune Miku.
Have you ever played Miku Colorful Stage? Isn't that like... So I know that there's like rhythm games for Hatsune Miku stuff. Is that one of them?
that's one of them.
I've thought about doing that, but I remember for the longest time they were like, a lot of them were on PlayStation. I know that there are some that exist on PC. I've never gotten up the interest.
I can
to
actually
do it.
explain this one. I actually am surprisingly very familiar with the
I
Miku
can
Project
explain.
Diva franchise.
Oh, please.
Okay. So the very first Hatsune Miku Project Diva game, it was a Japan-only rhythm game that was released on PSP.
That explains a lot.
I actually own a physical copy of that game.
Good stuff.
It got a sequel, which was just it was called Hatsune Miku Project Diva Second, and then that game had a Final Mix re-release, which was Hatsune Miku Project Diva Second Append,
Frickin' weird.
which is a very strange name. Then that game got another sequel, which was Hatsune Miku Project Diva F, which got released on the PS3 and the PS Vita. The PS, you can tell the difference between the two because one of them, the F is capitalized, and on one of them, the F is lowercase.
God damn it.
Then that game got a direct sequel, which was F Second, and that was also released on both consoles. Then there was another one called Project Diva X, which was which tried to add a little bit more of a story mode to it and contained basically more medleys than like just the songs. It was more like a bunch of songs kind of strung together that you play all at once. It tried to change things up a bit. I don't think that one sold as well as the others because at the same time, there was another game which was Hatsune Miku Project Diva Arcade, and that one was an arcade game, and it was basically Project Diva F, but a lot better, and it had way more songs, and it was just playable at Japanese arcades and nowhere else. Eventually, if you went over to like a few round ones, you might see an imported copy of the arcade machine, and you can play it there. But once the PS4 came out, they decided to just release the arcade game on the PS4, and you can just play that.
Hey, V is over on the YouTubes. Hello. I saw
Hello.
that. Were those hearts you? Hello.
Wait, what? What was it?
V is currently over on the YouTube.
V.
Yeah. The Viator.
The V8. Oh, hello, love.
Hello, madam.
Oh, hello, my love. What did you hear?
Yes. Trigger the ever-loving hell out of her. Hope your night is going well. It's going pretty good. Same for you. You're doing good. I hope you're doing good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you
I hope-
sure?
Although, I'm doing pretty freaking great. I don't know what you're talking about. Though, let me see. Is my internet, is it stable right now? Okay, it's mostly stable. Got it.
Good, good.
I'm sorry, but I wasn't quite done with the convoluted stupidity of the Miku
Oh, I'm
Diva
sorry.
games yet.
Right, we
Continue.
were talking about Project Diva like stuff.
Yes.
the
So
rabbit hole.
so I said that arcade game got a release on PS4, but they couldn't just release the game on PS4. Instead, they took the game and they split it up into two different purchases that you make. They're each $30. One of them had one set of songs,
The
the other
game
one had the
industry.
other set of songs, and you have to buy both if you want the complete game.
I love the game as industry.
Or no.
It's so normal and fine.
Yeah, why the Can't I just buy the game and call it a day?
No, you have to buy Hatsune Miku Project Diva Arcade Future Sound and Hatsune Miku Project Diva Arcade Colorful Tone, and then lock the games on together.
Wait, hold on a second. Lock the games on together.
Well, it's like each game basically is DLC for the other, but you have to buy. You have to buy. If you buy at least one of them, you can play all the songs contained in that one. But
I mean,
if you want to get all of them, you have to buy the other one.
People make fun of the Pokemon games for having certain, like, exclusive Pokemon you can only get on certain versions, and I think that's bullshit nowadays. But what? Literally taking a video game, slicing it in half, and going, there you go.
Yeah, it's very weird. At least the full price, if you bought both games, is still just $60, which is the price of a regular game. But at the same time, though, just let me buy the one.
Also, this is why people just get
I'm not
fucking
done.
Osu.
Right?
While all of this was happening, they also released two Hatsune Miku games on the 3DS. Because it's on a 3DS and the 3DS has the processing power of an egg timer, they decided to make these games used touchscreen stuff for their gameplay and generally were considered easier. You can still play them with buttons, but they generally were considered easier than like the mainline games. And also all the characters' designs are chibi, and they're based on those like Nindoroid figurines. So they look like all of those in all the music videos, and it's actually kind of cute.
I don't know what it is about like Nintendo's like mobile consoles where you're just like, make everything adorable, make them tiny.
I don't know, but they
research.
actually are really, really adorable, and it's kind of funny because all of the music videos that they have for those games, they actually put a lot of effort into making those music videos really flashy and good. Like, they're all mocapped, and they have a whole bunch of really fun camera movements and things like that. It's not just a character dancing, and you see lines on the screen like in DDR.
Cool.
They're like fully
Alright.
choreographed like anime OPs. It's really, really good.
See, like
And-
that is definitely one of the things that has kind of drawn me towards the idea of playing one of the Project Diva games. Is just it's a spectacle and a half whenever you're watching them because they do some really good
You
work.
can never
on
do it on
stuff.
stream though.
Oh,
Well,
actually,
actually,
because of like the
There is a
teaser-inducing
streamer
crazy
mode
shit.
in the game.
Mhm.
So every single song in those games is licensed. So if you play that on Twitch, they'll get you.
Oh, yeah.
They'll get you.
The game
They'll make
does
it look
have
like a bloody
streamer mode
accident.
you can enable, but all it really does is just turn the music off. So all you're really doing is just playing sound effects only, which
Yeah.
is
What?
kind of lame.
It's awful.
Jesus,
Yeah, so-
that is terrible.
So either just accept the strike or don't stream it.
I mean, like, I remember I did some Beat Saber levels at one point on Twitch, and I think, I mean, you know, I'll stop and I'll do some Beat Saber sometimes, I suppose, but even then, I'm real nervous about that.
Yeah.
Which sucks.
Beat Saber bit me doing the entirety of Shrek 1.
I don't think my spine will hold out.
I
Pretty sure by the end of it, I will be bent into a frickin' pretzel.
Pretzel?
Pretzel.
Pretzel.
Unfortunately, this Miku
This
rabbit
is
hole
in
goes deeper.
Pretzel.
Pretzel. Pretzel.
Look, Pierce. Can we end it at somehow Palpatine returned?
Yes, I'll get
Somehow
to that.
Palpatine returned.
I'll get to that.
I mean, this is really fascinating stuff, man.
So going back to the original PSP and like PS3 games, those ones, they had an extra mode that most people don't know existed. It basically had Mario Maker built in. You could add your own MP3 files to the game, create your own music charts, and share them online.
What?
And also create custom music videos with pre-built animations that you can just play back to back and have your character basically dance to whatever song you want.
Please
You
tell me
could
that they
do
had
that.
like some moderator teams to like make sure that it wasn't like a copyright hellhole.
I'm sure they must have, but
Wait,
that
what
was
game
a
is
thing
it?
that you could do.
What was it?
The original Hatsune Miku games had basically a create your own song mode.
Huh. Neat.
I mean, that's freaking
It
cool.
was pretty neat, and so fast forward to now, there hasn't really been a new Miku game since the arcade game just got released on console. The most recent thing that happened was that arcade game got reported to the Nintendo Switch. They called it Hatsune Miku Project Diva Megamix. It didn't have all of the songs from the arcade PS4 game because they obviously had to downscale it, and make it work on a Switch, which it wasn't meant to do. But
yeah.
they still did, and it's overall pretty good. And that Switch version was then ported to Steam.
What?
And because that Switch version is now on Steam, people went over and then ported all of the missing songs back in as mods, and then because they can, mod songs in, it's Osu now.
Yeah, I can see that. Man, that is obnoxious. Like, specifically the thing about like the Steam version of the game being ported over to the the PC.
The Switch
That's
version
dumb.
being the ported one, but not the arcade one.
Why? Why?
Uh-huh.
God. I hate the
Probably
fact that like
easier
this
to port.
entire franchise requires you to like have a flowchart in order to figure out which one you're gonna get.
Yeah, it's very, very weird.
The friggin' heck, man. I'm going to say again, and some people like make fun of Pokemon.
Here,
At least with Pokemon, you get a full-fledged game that is fairly fun to play.
I'm gonna post an example of what the modding community has done to the Switch game, the one that's on Steam now. This song is safe to stream. I promise it is.
I'm sure.
Here it is.
And what is this?
I am no longer afraid what any
Ads! Oh no. Oh no! I could see the title.
Yep,
What?
you know exactly what it is.
What?
Nature's recipe.
Sorry, I'm getting another ad. YouTube, come on. Nature's recipe. Whatever. Come on. Yep, there it is. I mean, it's kind of obvious if you think about it.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna head off, guys. But I'm gonna
See
say, have a good rest of the stream.
All right,
Bye,
thanks for
it was
popping
nice
in.
knowing you.
Thanks for popping in.
See you later. Yeah, no, this is far too obvious.
I know. I mean, it makes sense because Hatsune Miku was in Yakuza 5, so it's okay. They're just returning the favor.
I didn't know about that, and that's hysterical.
Yeah, in Yakuza 5, you play as like 5 different characters, and one of the characters is a 16-year-old girl, and she gets a costume you can use after you finish the game where she dresses up as Hatsune Miku.
Neat.
It's very funny.
Sorry,
Anyway,
I'm
that's
just
that rabbit
mesmerized,
hole.
everybody. There's a lot, like, I don't know. There's a part of me that feels like there should be a little bit more done to this, like, it's just the cutscene from the game. I'd love for them to have done something weird, like, maybe a modded version of, of Yakuza, and replaces, like, Kiryu with, Miku, and then redo the lyrics.
There actually is a version that replaces the song with a version sung by Miku.
Yeah.
Like, it's still Bakamitai, but Miku sang it. I
I
don't know
think-
if that. I don't know if there's a version of the mod that specifically has the Miku version of the song, but I'm sure it wouldn't be too hard to do.
I think it'd be worth it.
Yeah. If anyone wants to hear the Miku version of the song, here you go.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. God, this song. Right?
Yeah.
Ooh, it's pitched up a little bit. Not gonna listen to the whole thing, but... Because it's 4 minutes.
Yeah, it's the full version of the song.
Oh, for God's sake. It is Bakamitai from the Yakuza series.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Sorry.
here. Right up to... I need to hear it all the way up to, like, crescendo. Crescendo. What the heck? That's amazing.
I know.
Jesus. Oh, hey, I've just been standing here in game, but
I'm sorry.
sorry, we had to have a Bakami time moment. That's fine. I didn't pass out. Here. Back to the farm grind.
I think after that Miku Megamix game, they kind of stopped doing like the main Miku rhythm games. The most recent Hatsune Miku game that's coming out is Hatsune Miku Fitness Boxing for the Switch.
Wow.
It still is kind of a rhythm game, but you punch in rhythm like you're boxing, but also Miku is there and she's singing Miku songs.
I know a handful of people that would be very excited about that.
It's coming out worldwide in English. You can play it.
Damn. Does Miko sound depressed? Oh, of course Miko's depressed. It's Bakami Tai.
Yeah.
How could you sing that song and not sound depressed? And also, we're sharing Miku Hatsune songs? No, we're not.
Oh, too late.
That's the safe one. Problem is, copyright's a bitch. And
Yes.
if you flag a particular robot just the wrong way, oh, you get in so much trouble. So too late.
Actually, on the subject of those Miku games, they actually did some really, really impressive stuff for the localization of those games, because technically it's a licensed game, which means that with the original PSP games that they made, they licensed all of the songs, but they were only meant to be released in Japan and nowhere else.
Right.
But when they started releasing the games on the Vita and the PS3, and then later the arcade game, that means that they had to renegotiate the licenses for all of the songs included in there to be able to release them everywhere. And that's really, really hard. And not only did they do that, but for the second game that they released on the PS3 and the Vita, they actually went a step further and they got the rights from every original composer to provide official localized lyrics for every song in English.
Shoot.
And that's
for
something
people that
most
don't
people
know
wouldn't
how
even notice or
impressive that
see.
is. Like
But they
Hatsune
actually
Miku
got
is
permission to officially write English lyrics for every song included in there, except for one.
wait, which one was it?
The one from Kagero Project.
Oh.
that one where they had that fake Miku that I posted earlier.
Gotcha. Oh, wow. It all comes full circle, doesn't it?
Yeah. But for every other song, and there's a lot of songs in that game, they got official English lyrics.
For those
Which is
people
really
who
cool.
don't realize how much of a legal hurdle that is, Miku is basically just a speech tool that you sell to music artists so that they can use it to put Miku in their music. So that means you have to go and you have to try and work with each and every one of these individual artists to try and make that work. It'd be like trying to pull a Guitar Hero, quite literally. Except, it's Japanese law, so we're dealing with an entire other rabbit hole. Okay, what were the things? I think tulips was one of the things that sprouted up. What were the other things that I picked? Was potato one of them? I don't recall. I'm going back to the farm real quick. Okay, all the easy crops are...
By the way, here's another Miku character who started out as just literally Miku, but then became their own franchise.
Well,
There's
holy
more
freaking
than
crap.
one. There's more than one.
Yep. I mean, you know, Miku is really influential. So of course, like that makes sense.
Yeah, but it's kind of funny because you can look at that and immediately tell, this used to be a Vocaloid album, didn't it?
Yep.
Which
It's
has even got the
fine.
stands eyeball
Inspiration is
before
fine.
stands happened.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like, you know, I was trying to think about this. I know that I have done things like derivative in some capacity, and sometimes I've done things derivative that I had no idea was derivative until it was far too late. Good example of that is I remember. Now I don't necessarily know 110% the inspiration behind like the box wall currently moving in the background back here, but I have like an inkling as to what it could possibly be, and that is, one day I decided to go and play Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, and freaking weird, by the way, you know, weird inspiration. But while I was sitting on the loading screen, I noticed that like the jiggies in the background, because like, you know, there were enough loading screens to freaking kill a man in that game. While I was sitting on the loading screen waiting for the next area to open up, I noticed that the jiggies were moving in a very interesting, similar pattern to the one that I decided on for like the background in here. As well as like there's a specific type of like sheen that comes off of the background for those jiggies that like honestly is very reminiscent of what I do for the box wall here. And so I'm pretty confident in saying that like there's a good chance that the box wall was like partially inspired by the like, you know, the motion and the movement and just the functionality of the jiggy back wall in Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, which is strange. Because, like, that's definitely not something that I was cognizant about. Like, I wasn't actively thinking, like, what's something that I could, like, you know, be derivative of today? No, I messed around with some 3D software, and I went, like, this looks good, and this looks good as well. Let's make these blocks shiny. Bada boom, bada bing. Now we're done. How does an ostrich an ostrich count as a farm animal?
They lay eggs.
Technically, I guess. I suppose. I don't know. I only just recently found out that ostriches were a thing in this game. I thought you
were gonna end this sentence with, "I only just recently found out ostriches were a thing."
Wouldn't that be great? I've been completely ignorant my entire life.
What do you mean they're birds that can't fly?
Right. It's like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? How's that? A cowboy who rides an ostrich? Oh, I don't know what that's a reference to. Here, let's drop off some of the goods. I think I got enough feathers. How many of these feathers do I got? I'll collect up to 10. That's from Rudolph. I don't know. I never watched Rudolph. I'm not even sure what version of Rudolph we're talking about.
The Rankin Bass one?
The Rankin Bats? Oh, wait. Oh. Shoot.
You know, the stop motion one that
The
plays
stop
every
motion
Christmas.
one. The famous one. Okay. Wow. All right. Yeah, make fun of me. You're allowed to make fun of me now. I was like, what is this strange, like, I don't know, indie Rudolph movie you're thinking about? What are you talking about? I don't know. I don't know where this comes from. Oh. Boy, that kind of shows you just how little I watched any of the Christmas classics.
My favorite character is Olive.
Ah, yes. I remember Olive.
Yes, the other reindeer.
He was the best reindeer.
Yes.
That movie was strange. Why is it that I will sit down for Olive the Other Reindeer, and meanwhile I won't watch, like, the classic Rudolph movie? What's wrong with me?
Because you get very bored by PowerPoint presentations.
It wasn't that bad. I don't know.
Sorry, it's fun to take digs at that special's lack of animation.
Yeah, well, you know, you work with what you
It still has
can.
its charm, but
Yeah.
at the same time, it's not Aardman Studios.
No, definitely not. I always wondered, like, you know, if someone were to, you know, I hate giving Hollywood ideas, but, like, a modern take on something like that, except get, like, a studio with the kind of pedigree of something like Blue Sky Studio. I know they're not around anymore, but just hear me out. Somebody who, like, is really good with, like, attention to detail, who can, like, copy the animation style or, like, you know, really match the style of an original composition. And what if somebody, like, made a new set of those, except in more of a big scale Hollywood movie kind of thing? Because, like, we've seen people attempt to try and make new Rudolph movies in the past, if I remember correctly, but I just feel like the stop motion jankiness is a huge part of it.
Yeah, it's a huge part of the brand and the style now. If you watch one of those like stop motion Christmas specials, you expect it to look like that.
Mm-hmm. And it's just like, you don't want to make it look too slick.
Like, it has to look that, it has to be that specific version of stop motion suck. It has to look like that on purpose, and people will find it charming.
You have to hide like little Easter eggs in the in it, where like there's like, you know, little you know, mistakes in the animation where somebody accidentally, like, you know, left a little something on the set or something like that.
Yeah,
But, you
like,
know,
if
like,
it looks too
they
smooth in
accidentally
CG,
left a
people
little
will say it
stand
looks
there.
soulless and nothing like the original. It has
Right.
to be that specific brand of that exact stop motion and that exact look.
If you're not going to just straight up do the stop motion animation, oh, oops. Well, I messed that up. Anyway, no, if you're not just going to straight up go for doing it in stop motion animations and cutting out the middleman, at the very least, like, replicating the animation style is a must.
Yes.
Which technically, I mean, you know, that's not a dead art form. It's a tedious
It's absolutely possible to do.
If we were able to do it back in like the 60s and the 70s, we can definitely do it now.
Yeah, and Leica is still making stuff.
Are they?
Yeah.
I guess I don't follow along very much, so. What was that one, God, I think I remember seeing something about a new Wallace and Gromit. And, like, I don't know.
How would that work?
Well, I don't know. I think there was a new Wallace and Gromit video, and it
But
was
the guy
not
who voiced
good.
Wallace died.
Well, I mean, you know, you can make a new thing without the original creator being there.
Yeah, but he's like, that's kind of important,
I know.
you know?
But, you know, capitalism.
Yeah.
And that will drive along the sales and the plans for a lot of things.
Wallace and Gromit is awesome, by the way. Like, every single one of those shorts and the movie are all really fun.
I think I watched one Wallace and Gromit a long time ago, but I don't remember much about it.
Which one was it?
Good question. I don't know. It was the one with Wallace and Gromit in it, and you know, Gromit ended up like, you know, in chaotic circumstances created by Wallace. Oh boy, I have no idea which one it is.
That's like saying it's the one Sonic game where he runs fast and collects rings.
Yeah, exactly. This is like, oh, you mean that one Mario game where you jump around and break blocks?
Well, I mean, that actually does narrow it down, because there are some Mario games where you don't jump around.
There's way too many of them.
Like, in Mario Kart, you don't jump around.
Well, yeah, but okay. So we've narrowed it down. It's not a Mario Kart game, and like,
Yeah.
Technically, you know, there's still a lot of other ones. Just like, okay, so there was like, you know, Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers 2, Super Mario Brothers 3, the Super. Should I go on? I don't think I
Well,
should.
in Mario Bros. 3, you don't really break the blocks. It's more like you just grab vegetables and throw it there, so it wasn't Mario 2 either.
Oh, okay, all right. So Super Mario 2 can. All right.
We're getting somewhere.
Yeah, it's just like, we're narrowing it down.
It wasn't Mario Sunshine, because there aren't really any blocks you break in that game except for one level.
I mean, I guess out of technicality, that could still work.
Yeah,
Like,
but if the
still,
main
like-
thing you remember is jumping around and breaking blocks, it probably wasn't the one with the water pack.
Oh, so it wasn't like the primary thing. I would have said like, oh, that one Mario game with the water thingy.
Yeah, you would have said that, and then we would have been, oh, Sunshine.
that have been like, oh, no, Galaxy. That one part with the water. Just to be
It
like.
also wasn't any of the
confirmed.
Mario Tennis games or any of the other Mario Sports games.
Probably not.
We're getting
Oh,
somewhere
yeah, I got
here.
a golden mystery box. Fortune teller. Dang it. See, how we doing performance-wise? We're still doing okay. I swear, again, I am seriously considering whether or not I should probably just swap my... Well, actually, I don't know whether or not Friday is going to be any better. Because, like, again, it seems like my internet issues happen the most whenever it's, like, a really busy traffic day. Or, you know, a day where people are using a lot of the internet. And I mean, like, you know, around this time, a lot of people are going to bed so they can go to their, like, 9 to 5, so... You know, Sunday is a little bit safe. Wednesday is also a little bit safe. Saturday? Mm-mm. And Friday, I feel like, unless there's a lot of people around here going out to bars or whatever, which... Let's be real, I actually think a lot of people would. But, that aside, I just need my ISP to listen to me, please. I distinctly remember. I remember the bad times. And I remember the only time that they actually came out to, like, actively fix the problem, for the longest time, they said it was me. And then finally, after, like, a month of back and forth talking to them, finally they had a representative that just said, okay, look, here's my personal number. When these issues happen, I want you to immediately call my number so that I can check the internet as this problem is happening. And I'm just like, well, I guess I appreciate that, but, you know, it took a really long time to finally get to that point. And yeah, sure enough, they looked at it and they're like, oh yeah, there's something weird going on there. It's like, thank you! You've replaced all of my equipment and it's still happening! Like I said, I think this is going to happen for a while longer. And they'll come back and be like, yeah, we apologize. This was our bad. Ah! Do not leave the pen. You are trapped here forever. Oh yeah, I haven't talked about the names of these animals. Hold on a sec. Okay, so I named the cat Moonlight because I thought that was cute. Birdly, sure. Jeff, Tuna, Pluckles, Catherine, Bach, Toto, I don't know why. Don't ask me. Crabbit, Cankles.
That's the best one so far.
What? I don't remember why I named him Cankles. I'm just like, I don't know, I'm out of names.
It's because his kinkles are sore.
I guess. Thank you, past me. I feel bad. I feel like I'm laughing at my own jokes. I think I remember there were. What was that one? I was talking to my brother one time, and I don't know. They made fun of me because at one point I was laughing at a joke that I made, and they're just like, "Dude, you're laughing at your own joke. That's really lame." I'm like, "Shut up." Well, you're saying it's not funny? Yeah, that 9 to 5 grind, man.
It was 10 to 6 for me.
Ew, ew. Well, I mean, I guess that means you can sleep in a little bit longer. Even then, still gotta go out and do, like, the job thing.
Yeah. I like money.
Yep. Boy, I sure wish I had more of it. Put all this stuff on. I'm currently making all the money I possibly can in my fake farm.
Wow.
Wow. I remember, oh god. A friend of mine made fun of me because I was playing like Power Wash Simulator a heck of a lot. And they were just like, you know, you could just buy a power washer, right? and then you can like go and power wash your own driveway, or like you could like go out to a your neighbor's house and be like, hey, do you want somebody to do your siding, or do you want somebody to do your
But
driveway?
this is physical labor.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to do physical labor. Also, I feel like that's the exact same thing as people who look at, like, folks who play Guitar Hero, being like, well, why don't you just get a real guitar? Because I don't want to play a real guitar. It's called fun. Have you heard of it? Like, you can have fun with a real guitar, but I want to play the funny button game. You know, the one where I get to listen to, like, you know, I don't know, Metallica or whatever the heck. Actually, come to think of it, were Metallica songs, like, majorly used in Guitar Hero games?
I don't know.
It's a good... Oh, man. Because I know Metallica is, like, the one band that is the absolute worst in terms of, like, their copyright and, like, the rights to their songs. So, if the songs were there, it had to have been, like... They had to have been paid ridiculously well. All right. Let's see. But I think I remember I did try to get into Guitar Hero way back when, but I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just like the pressure of playing a rhythm-based game, but I just like I couldn't do it. It's just like I don't know. It's like the 5-finger thing, and like even playing something like I think I started out on like easy or medium. Easy was way too easy. Like, easy, you're just falling asleep at the wheel. Like, absolutely ridiculously. Medium is actually, for me, a tiny, tiny bit too hard. In that, now I'm using all 4 of my fingers and have to pay close attention to 4 lanes instead of 3. And, like, hard and expert, what the hell, man? Hard and expert, like, I shrivel up and die.
Yeah, once you get to those charts, things just get absolutely insane.
Well, that's when you have to have actual finger dexterity.
Yes.
I like Beat Saber. Beat Saber is freaking fun. I'll play
Beat
that
Saber's
anyway.
really cool.
Right? Like you just being like a super badass like neon ninja, slicing blocks that are flying at you, dude.
My favorite Beat Saber one is the one of the final boss theme of Metal Gear Rising.
I don't think I've seen that one.
It's basically a meme chart. Like, it's not... I don't think it's meant to be taken seriously, but I'll find it for you real quick.
I'm assuming, like, it's probably a mod chart that, like, adds a lot of weird crap to it. I'm assuming it's probably, like, a gigantic, like, you know, character in the form of Senator Armstrong. And then I'm guessing what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to do, like, the fake, like,
Yep, that's exactly what it is.
and then you hear, like, standing here.
Yeah, you're just swiping crazily at basically the beats, but they're in the shape of like a person, and you're just slashing at it over and over.
The mod charts for Beat Saber are amazing.
Yes.
I love them so much. They're so goofy. But my god, if you have epilepsy, you don't want to be anywhere within like a quarter mile.
Yep.
Like, just avoid like plague.
Yes.
Also, I just noticed I'm about to run out of carrot seeds here. Oh.
If you do want to play some other rhythm games that are pretty fun, I also recommend Elite Beat Agents.
Ooh, yeah, I've heard of that. That's a DS-based one, right?
It's a DS one. The gameplay of it is what Osu stole, basically.
There are a lot of these type of DS games, by the way.
Yeah.
And a lot of them have to do with ice skating.
For some reason, yes.
That person was bugging me again. Just keep informing the team of it.
Actually, on the subject of Elite Beat Agents, that game is a pretty funny example of the let's just take a thing that exists in one country and then just make our own version of it
Oh.
thing that we talked about a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
Originally, the series started out in Japan. It was a Japan-only game called Oendan. The main characters were basically these male cheerleader dudes, and it only really made sense for Japanese audiences, and the music was all obviously in Japanese, so kind of impossible to translate. But the gameplay was really, really fun. So they decided to make a westernized, Americanized version of it, where they replaced the male cheerleader dudes with like cool secret agents, and they replaced all the music with music that more people who speak English would be familiar with. And that's what Elite Beat Agents was.
Ah, understood.
And then when they later made another Oendan game in Japan, if you put in a secret code, it replaced the Oendan characters with the Elite Beat Agents. Which is really, really cute.
That's kind of cool.
This explains why I found like that one American rhythm beat one and then a Japanese version of it. I was like, huh. When I was going through the DS game list. I'm still not done yet, by the way, but I'm close. I reached T.
Oh,
Nice.
Jesus. That's a lot of DS. I mean, the DS had so many freaking games come out for it.
It has so many
3,600
great
something.
games on it.
Like, so many great games, but also, like,
A
basically
lot of shit games.
any developer with a pulse kind of released whatever they possibly could on that thing. Because they're like, wait, how many kids have this thing? Holy shit!
There were also just a lot of games where it was just like, hey, I have this really crazy idea, and it's probably not going to sell well at all, but I want to do it anyway. And because making games for the DS was so cheap, they said, yeah, okay, whatever. So there were a lot of really fun experimental games on the DS that you just don't see anymore.
Yeah, it's true, too. I mean, it also helps that, like, the DS was a dual screen system with a touchscreen on it with, like, full set of controls. Like, that definitely probably helped in, like, pushing a lot of, like, weird, interesting ideas. I'm trying to... Where is Sam? Where he at? Is he off at the island? I don't know. I'm going to the island. Hopefully he's at the island, otherwise this is a waste of my money. Ah, there he is. Hi. First of all... Oh, wait, Demetrius, what did you want? A daffodil! Shoot! I gotta go find Demetrius. You wanted a potato?
Actually, on the subject of really weird experimental stuff for the DS, did you see that someone created Portal for the DS?
I didn't, but that's interesting. How do you run... Dude, we were talking about the 3DS, which, you know, again, we joked that has got the processor of a goddamn potato. How does...
Is it a 2D version of Portal 2?
No, it's a 3D version of Portal 1 on the original DS.
Is
one
it a
po-
ROM?
Look, I was impressed when they managed to
Where?
make Portal
Give
work
me-
on the N64. How do you make it work on the frickin' DS?
They made it work.
Aperture Science DS. Oh,
Yeah.
friggin' okay. I can't go. That's man. Okay, one thing that's really stupid is that OBS has got its own built-in browser and it has
Oh man,
no
we
ad
need
block.
Nitro FS. I don't have that. Where's the download button?
Oh, don't take that from me. Here.
What?
Thank you.
Where's
There
the
we go.
download? There's the download button.
The website contains a link to their GitHub, and there's also a download link. On
Yeah,
the right.
I just found it.
Oh, okay,
Okey-dokey.
sorry.
I'm
Also, if
stupid.
you
Wait.
scroll down, they have it. There's a DS emulator built into the site, and you can just run it in browser.
I don't wanna. I
That's
have
kinda
a
neat.
flash card. I'm gonna try
Okay.
this now.
Okay, I'm
Oh.
just saying, it's there.
just need to find.
It's a shame that the Wii U didn't end up getting a similar sort of like. The problem is that was a full-on console, and it actually cost money to make stuff for it.
Yeah. The
You know?
Wii U
It
was
would have
like
been nice to have some experimental stuff on the Wii U, but
the Wii U was in like that weird middle ground where it was experimental hardware, but it was still expensive to make games for it. So nobody really supported it, and that kind of sucks.
in hindsight, I kind of realized the Wii was coming out roughly around the time that the HD boom was happening. And now that I think about it, it was probably a really good move on Nintendo's bit to not make that an HD console. Like
Yeah,
having
'cause that meant that
widescreen was
all
a
of the,
definite.
like people who weren't hardcore gamers could still get it and play it and have fun.
Right. Well, it's not just like, hardcore, non-hardcore gamers and stuff. Like, I feel like to develop for the Nintendo Wii was probably not that expensive, considering you were developing for a standard definition, standard definition type of device. So.
Yeah, it was way cheaper to develop a game for the Wii than it was for the PS3 or the Xbox.
Meanwhile, you move over to the Wii U. That actually requires you to make stuff like in full HD. And I don't think that would have worked out very well. Even like the 3DS, it had a hard time selling that because that was an expensive sucker growing, at a certain point. And then they dropped the price because they realized that they were being stupid.
Okay, that means I need to get my flash card. Where's my DS?
Portal for the
And
DS.
where's my
What the
flash
heck?
card reading device? There it is.
I mean, the DS had Metroid Prime on it, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It can do
I
first-person
guess.
shooters.
You got a point.
I mean, it's not illegal to download this ROM because it never existed in the first place.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Fine, you can
Yeah,
download.
it's homebrew, you're good.
Oh, goddamn fairy.
I trust network.
Also,
Oh,
the person who created that Portal DS, he also recreated it for the 3DS. It's just called Portal 3DS. Here's a link to that one. The person who made this mod, they also were the people who discovered the Cubic Ninja 3DS hack that let people create homebrew in the first place.
Oh, oh my god.
So they know their stuff.
I
I
see that.
wondered if there are like any custom DS games that some people made. Okay, let's see if I can
there's
play
a
this
ton.
on my
The
flash card.
DS homebrew scene is insane.
I need to look into that once I got like all the games very legitimately.
Actually, there's some. Are you aware of a certain small DS game called Mario Kart DS?
Yes.
No.
Because the Mario Kart DS modding scene is absolutely incredible. They recently released a entire tool set for people to use to be able to create their own courses and characters. So it's basically dummy-proof now to create a mod for it.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of different mod packs you can get for that game. There's one that fully converts it into basically being Mario Kart 64.
Yo.
There's also another one, which is called Ermi Kart, where all the characters have been replaced with a whole bunch of Mimi characters. All the items are replaced, and there's also like 50 different new courses.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah. This
Oh,
game
I've
was
seen some of the
already-
stuff that has been worked on recently. For there was a big that one pack that just came out that was just like everything under the sun. Also,
Yes.
Face Implosion is asking, what does the fairy do? Make a single crop higher quality? No, what it does is it makes a circle of crops, I think about 5 by 5, grow to be completely full by the next day, which that's a really, really cool thing early on, because you're like, oh, sweet, I can take the crops that I was going to be waiting to be done, like, for half the season, and I can sell them right away. That's awesome. But when you're actually like money stable and when your main focus is to make sure that everything is growing at like a consistent basis, at like, for me, I like to like wait until everything is grown and then I harvest things in a specific pattern. And so when this stupid fairy comes out of nowhere and just was like, hey, guess what? I'm gonna make your plants grow. And it's like, fuck off.
Oh god.
Cool. Can you
You're-
make all of them grow, please?
Yeah, can you do that?
How
It's like,
do I-
no. Also, on top of that, Fairy does not understand like where your farm margins are or where certain plots of stuff are. So it's gonna make a whole bunch of things grow over here, and then it's gonna make a tiny little sliver of things grow over here. And it's just like, okay, cool. So half of my freaking half the freaking potatoes are done, and then half of the cabbages are done. You're messing me up. Couldn't tell when it happened to me the first time. The game's still new to me. Nice. Fairy is biggest troll. Dude, Fairy is a godsend at the beginning, because like you're begging for any amount of money possible to
No.
keep your farm rolling. You know? So anyway, oh man, I was gonna
Oh
say
no,
something.
the game froze. No, the game
Oh, no.
froze. No.
No, I'm sorry.
Oh no.
No.
Don't brick the system. Don't do it. But I am looking forward to, like, we're already sort of moving in the direction of the 3DS becoming, like, you know, completely deadlocked and not able to do anything, like, online anymore. I'm waiting for the day when Nintendo finally says, yes, or, well, when, not necessarily say it, but when there's a safe enough time period where we can definitely say, yeah, Nintendo is never going to be releasing a security patch ever again for the 3DS.
I think we're actually already past that point. The only reason that they released a new security patch was because a security vulnerability was found by the creators of a Mario Kart 7 mod.
Ha!
Mm-hmm.
Once again, Mario Kart.
Interesting. So the reason that they did that patch in the first place was because they needed to keep up the online security and structure for Mario Kart 7.
Yes, the people who were creating a mod for Mario Kart 7 called CTGP7, they were working on getting the online set up with their own custom servers because they knew that Nintendo was going to be shutting it down soon anyway. And they discovered, hey, there's this really, really small niche thing in here, but if someone were to use this maliciously, they could really mess up someone's 3DS. So, first of all, we're going to patch it ourselves. And then we're going to go over and tell Nintendo so that way they can fix it on their end. And so Nintendo fixed it on their end, and that was the security patch that they released like years after the DS died. It was
Okay.
specifically because of the people who were working on that mod.
I remember people were pissed when they released that update.
Yeah.
The
Nintendo
people were
tried
just
to
like,
make
are
it
you
so
kidding me? This console is
Nintendo
dead.
tried to basically make it so that people couldn't hack their DS with it, but obviously it didn't work. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
suppose
still
that now that
surprisingly easy to hack a 3DS.
Well, now that Nintendo no longer even has like the online store, they don't have the online functionality anymore. If they were to release any patches at this point, it would be out of pure spite.
Yeah.
Which, like, I remember, freaking Sony, they are a spiteful group right there.
Oh,
Because,
very
like,
much so.
the Vita has been the absolute worst thing to try and hack and crack for the longest time. Though, it's a little bit different now. I think people have managed to break those doors open. But for a while there, the only people that could possibly crack their systems were people that had, like, 1, a Generation 1 PlayStation Vita, 2, a Generation 1 PlayStation Vita that had not been updated up to a certain point. And so you were kind of a unicorn in that way, because for most people, they just updated their Vita, because they're like, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
Nowadays,
I'm gonna go to
hacking
bed.
a Vita is so easy. All you really need to do is just go and buy SD to like Vita on Amazon somewhere, which basically lets you replace your Vita memory card with an SD card, and then from
And
there
then
you
load
just go
some
ham.
funny little files to exploit. Yeah.
Yeah, and from there you just go ham with it, and then boom, the console works now.
Wha-bam. There was a
tired
period
of
of time
hearing
when,
all
like,
that.
Generation 1, if you had a moddable Generation 1 PlayStation Vita, you could get like top buck for the thing. Those were interesting days. I know that I had an opportunity to do that. Like, I had an opportunity to sell my Vita and possibly get a little bit of money that way, but I decided not to because I felt that having a modded PlayStation Vita was a little bit more valuable to me than the money that it would have cost, or that I would have gotten. So, partially regretting that now. Because now it's like...
Vita is still really, really cool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, hacked Vitas are still pretty decent.
Yeah, you can do a lot with them.
Also,
actually,
Kyle
when
apparently
the
left a
Vita
while
was still a thing, I remember seeing this joke article. It was on a website that was kind of like The Onion, but for video games. And the joke article was, Sony starts advertising that if you hack a Vita, you could put emulators on it as a way to try and increase sales. And it was really funny.
I mean, it might increase sales.
It might.
You know, you'd have to deal with the lawsuits, but...
Yeah, it was really funny.
I love satire websites. They're great.
They are.
I especially like satire websites that accidentally get roped into, Google searches. That's a fun thing going on right now.
Yes.
Yeah, was it a good idea to scrape the entirety of Reddit now, Google? Was that a good idea?
No, it wasn't.
Good
All
job,
it's going
buddy.
to do is drive more people to Reddit.
Jesus Christ. See, that's the thing. Like, an AI is not capable of, recognizing sarcasm.
No, it's not.
No matter how hard you try, it cannot tell when you're, when somebody has written a joke response telling people to put rat poison inside of their, grandma's drink. And there's a lot of that on Reddit, apparently. There's a lot of people that just, like, they give the completely wrong answer, and then people jokingly upvote it because they think it's funny. And now that's all we're gonna get. Like, I'm willing to bet there are some people that are, like, actively shitposting on Reddit and attempting to try and, like, muck up the thing. Especially since, like, there's a lot of people that are protesting this whole, like, hey, guess what, guys? We're scraping all your information and selling it to people. Sorry. I don't know. Trolls of the internet, unite. Ruin it for the bots. Sorry, I'm currently fiddling around with a 3D printed thing I got. It's a Slinky. It's a Slinky, except it's a ghost.
Lamau, the 2048 Nintendo DS version that someone made, is using Professor Layton assets.
What?
Nice.
I
Actually, I have a
who's
really
gonna
weird...
stop? There's a muffin in here.
Hello.
Hello,
Hey,
Muffin.
how you doing?
Hi. Hi, how's it going, guys?
Hello. Are you still on trip?
Yes, I am. I am going to go back home tomorrow. I just finished mostly packing what I need for now.
I'm so jealous. There's so many people that are showing off their convention pictures, and I'm like, I want to be there.
Oh my god, it's so fun. Like, oh my god, I was Magalor, dressed as Magalor today. I got stopped by a lot of people because they wanted pictures of me.
Right, it's like, are you a badass anime girl Magalor?
Yeah.
It's just like, It's like, it passes.
Yep.
Anyway.
Funny, I come back home, but then 2 days later, I am going with another group of friends to a different con.
My god, there's so many conventions happening.
Yeah, it is
It's
con
so
It's
good.
convention season.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yep. Yeah.
There we go.
Well,
Like, the last convention I was at was, I guess, arguably I went out to San Francisco and I went to some places that are, like, basically artist alleys. So maybe you could count that. But, like, the last actual convention I've been to was, like, at PAX back in 2013.
oh wow.
It's been a while. And now that, like, now that Con Crud includes, a potential thing that can, like, destroy your taste for all time, I'm a little less interested.
Yeah, that makes
So-
sense.
So what other things have been going on over at the conventions? Like, you run into anything kind of fun?
There was surprisingly a lot of animation-related panels that they were running, like how to start up an indie studio, character design, which had like more basic information on how to start off, but like it was cool seeing like people in the industry there. And I also got to go to a panel, which had Vizzy Pop,
Oh,
Dana
nice.
Terrence, and Matt Bradley. So very cool to listen to them and their like experiences on like how they worked on their shows, both for Disney and being an indie showrunner.
You said like working for Disney, and it's just like, Vivzy. Yes.
Yeah.
A Disney show.
Yeah.
A Disney show, like made by Vivzy, would be interesting.
Oh my god, I don't think
don't
she
know.
would like the restrictions that Disney would give them. But surprisingly for Dana and Matt's shows, Dana made The Owl House and Matt made Amphibia.
Oh,
their
okay.
experiences with like Disney's notes, they were more lenient on like what they're allowed to like push in their shows. Like compared to Gravity Falls production, Alex had a lot of hard time, like kind of like a lot of back and forth on how Disney wants like, hey, can you not do this scene, or can you not say this word?
I
according
think I
to
remember
Dana-
seeing several stories that are kind of like that, and he was just like,
Oh, yeah.
"Why?"
Yeah. But for Dana and Matt, Disney executives were a lot more lenient. And like the funny thing is that the one thing that they pointed out is that Disney used to not let their shows say the word death or
okay.
murder,
Huh.
but nowadays for them they're allowed to just say it outright.
Sweet.
And then yeah,
You're being sent to the
Death
Shadow
and
Realm.
murder do happen in Gravity Falls, so once that precedent was set, there's not much that Disney can really say now.
I guess
yeah.
not.
Yeah.
God, that reminds me. We were talking about some Disney stuff earlier, and one of the things that God, where was it? I saw some YouTube video just recently that was talking about how Disney just does not like to associate like negative things with their brand, and which is why if you go to like a Disney park, there are certain things that they just don't allow. So one of the things they don't do is they don't allow you to have a funeral at Disney. They don't allow you to spread your ashes at Disney.
They don't allow
They
you
don't
to
allow you
have
to,
gum
like-
at Disney.
Right. And if you are
Wow.
in any way, shape, or form a disturbance that might bring the mood down, you're probably going to be locked in like a funny room somewhere. Not permanently, but you know.
It's the Mickey Mouse jailhouse.
Yeah, right?
Your sadness will be
It
locked
is-
away.
For all eternity.
That with the Mickey Mouse clubhouse music. It's the
Yes.
Mickey Mouse house.
Exactly.
I'm trying to think of a good rhyme for like, you know, MICKEYMOUSE. Except like, you know, with horrible jail cell stuff.
MICKEY. Now you're in solitary.
Solitary. I don't know. That doesn't scan quite right. But
No,
we
it's
got
kinda like
halfway
a half
there.
rhyme. I mean, if you guys really wanted me to, I could go into some of the horrible deaths that have happened at Disneyland, but I don't think you want that, so I won't.
Oh, I'm sure that's stuff that like Disney tries its best to like keep buried underground.
Well, unfortunately for them, there's a Wikipedia page that chronicles every single one. So,
As the internet do.
yep.
Man,
You
what a
can't
death.
fool the internet.
No.
Florian says, "Did I come too late again?" I mean, I might end up, end at some time pretty soon here, but I know we're just talking about random Disney stuff and MomoCon, is it right?
Yep.
Yeah. Man. So yeah, I follow a lot of people on Twitter that are currently going to MomoCon, and I'm just like, stop it. Stop
Oh my
having
god,
fun.
there was one like funny thing that me and my sister were had at MomoCon. We were just like walking down, and then I saw Sunwon, aka ProZD, just walking by, passing us. I was like, hey, like my sister really loves him as a person, but also as a voice actor. I was like, yo, it's Sunwon. And she was like looking at her phone, looks up. Oh my god, she was like, He just passes by us. It was crazy. Then the next day we went to his Q&A. So yeah, that was cool.
Ah, nice.
I'm gonna go
yes.
to a con in September.
Ooh, nice. What con?
A Comic Con.
Ooh, nice.
A Germany Comic Con?
Yes.
That'd be nice.
Nice.
Are there any specific guests that are going to be there that are going to be cool?
I don't know. They haven't put that up on the website yet.
Ah,
Well, that's always a sad thing with cons. So like they put up information mostly last minute ish, like at least a month before it actually happens. So
Well, I
it's
mean,
hard to like.
you
it's
don't
hard
want to
to
make
decide
any
if you wanna go or
promises.
not.
Like,
I don't
Yeah.
care. I just want to go to a con finally. So I'm like, I'm in a city with city halls for conventions.
have you
And
been
there
to a
it
con
is,
before?
a convention. Huh?
Have you been to a con before?
No.
Oh, well, that should be fun.
Yeah, it's especially
make
easy
sure
because
that
I
you,
live
like-
in the city where the con is.
Just make sure that you like bring plenty of hand sanitizer, and don't get too close to like the sweaty nerds, because that's where most of the smell comes from.
Okay.
Bring a water bottle for sure.
Water, yes, hydrate. Those are good
I
things.
know how
Yes.
to survive.
Gotcha.
Well, I don't know, like, and also remember, like, everything is superly overly expensive at a convention, no matter what it is. If you're near the ground floor of the convention, you're gonna be spending like the convention tax.
There is only a ground floor.
I mean, okay, not what I meant, but there's only one floor, sir. Anyway,
My city has like these really big halls for conventions and other stuff. And I'm
There's
pretty
a bit.
sure for if there is gonna be an artist alley, they're gonna have to put up like walls on wheels or some shit to make separation.
oh yeah, one of those divider things. And I remember,
Yes.
we used to have like a gymnasium / lunchroom when I was growing up and when I was in like elementary school. And that was interesting. Like, there wasn't a separate eating or cafeteria. They were cheap, and they kind of had to lump everybody into the, into the gym whenever we needed to go and like eat our food. And then they would wheel all of the hot food in. Like, it was a little bit jank, but it did the job, I guess.
They would of in out heat the food.
Out eat the food. And then
Wow.
and then in out of food eat out come food. I don't freaking know.
You're so right.
My school didn't even have a lunch room or lunchtime.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So did they just let you starve, or were they just like, take
No,
your
we
food out
bring
and eat
our
it
own
whenever?
food. School
What was
only
that?
went from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Oh, so they just expected you to like eat after you left school. Okay.
No, you just eat your lunch.
Oh.
Your bread during the breaks.
Oh.
It's German.
Yeah, that's Germany.
Germany is different to American schools.
Baby. Trying to remember like some interesting Americanisms and stuff with our schools. I could make some very dark jokes right now, but I will not. Anyway. What? I mean, I'm trying to remember like some specific stuff.
What color is math?
Oh God, that's a good question. I heard somebody say that. What color is math? All right. The consensus I saw was people said that math is blue.
Green.
I reject. I reject
Math
that.
is green.
No. Math is green. Okay, I haven't heard that. For me,
German
math
Sometimes
was.
I think of it red.
German is red. English is blue.
Oh, interesting. Okay, for me, math was always red, because I hated math with a passion. So I always just made it red.
What
Make my
about
mouth
history?
blue.
Oh yeah, history. I think history I made that blue, and then I think language that was yellow.
I think I made history brown.
You had brown stuff. You had brown folders and stuff.
Yeah, you get your notebook, and then you had like a plastic cover that you put over it.
Oh. Oh man, God, I remember. Yeah, that was a thing that was so freaking. Yeah, the book protectors that they had you
Yeah,
put on
the
the
book
books because they had to
protectors.
reuse them for the next year. God.
Yes,
that
it was
so
funny
annoying.
to see how many other students had it before, and you couldn't even fit your name anymore in.
Yeah, right. God, I remember there were a couple of things that people did when it came to the book covers. If you were one of the bougie kids that was really like, you know, rich and well off, you got like those like felt book covers, or like, you know, like the stretchy book cover things that you could like slide over the book, and like they were one size fits most, so yeah, that kind of thing. However, then if you were not one of the well-off kids, the teachers basically handed you a gigantic piece of paper and said, all right, here's how you fold a book cover. And then you had to like fold it over and all that stuff, which I guess the positive thing is that it allowed you to draw whatever you wanted on the front of the book. So, I mean, you know, as long as you didn't draw something that the teacher would reprimand you for, you could do that as much as you want.
I remember doing that.
You could draw a dragon on history and be like, yeah, those existed.
Yes, real history.
I actually made
Right.
something like that for chemistry. I made a
Oh, yeah?
pun with the teacher, I think. The teacher's name.
Oh, nice. Maybe don't share that just for, you know. You don't want to give too much information about, like, where you live and what you do.
Yes.
Unless the teacher's name is, like, ridiculously generic.
I don't think it's very generic.
It's like, Mr. Anderson! Or something like that. Hey, there's a moon in here. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hi.
Okay, I can't hear anybody. That's great. That's fine.
Hi. Quack,
Let's see.
you hear me?
Okay, input device.
Here, let me just play, like, random stupid sound effects on my Discord. Come to think of it, let me find the sounds here.
Oh, hi there.
Or like, hello.
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 Oh, hi there.
I'm trying to
Oh,
find
hi there.
Oh, hi.
oh,
Oh, what is that? That's carbonated
Oh no,
love that
birds are chirping outside where I'm.
the birds are singing. Flowers are blooming.
Yes. Maybe that
Oh,
means
these
I
are
was awake the whole night.
Ooh. I feel that. I was very much like that the night before. You know, the one that I had to, like, sleep the day after for.
Oh.
Ooh.
What
Oh, my
did you
window's
do that you were awake the whole night?
I totally was not, like, you know, chaperoning a very, very large 3D print. No. Not at all. I didn't waste a ton of my time doing a 3D print. Absolutely not.
I love watching paint dry.
Actually, honestly, depending on the 3D print, like, it can be kind of interesting watching the printer do its thing. Because you're just watching it move super fast, and it's just like, ooh, how's it going to make this little loop? Oh. This is less exciting because it very much is just, oh, hey, look, it's another layer higher. Oh, boy, we're another layer higher. Oh, here it is. There's another one.
Can we get any higher?
Yeah, right. Can we get much higher? So high.
So high.
But no, like I was talking about this earlier in the stream. This 3D print of like the Nintendo 64 logo that I did, It took an entire roll of filament and then some to finish it up. And that was one of the reasons why I wasn't going to sleep, because I'm like, uh-oh, what if this thing fails? Or if the, like, first of all, what if the 3D print fails? 2, what if it runs out of filament right around the time that I'm asleep?
And 3.
This
We
is
need
just way
sleep.
too much filament. I couldn't let this one fail. If it did, I would be in so much trouble. Just be like, oh good, now I have to spend another $20 to get another roll. This stuff doesn't grow on trees, man. It's made of corn, so it kind of grows on trees, but yeah. It's
I
partially.
didn't know it was very eco-friendly.
They advertise it's eco-friendly, but I have this suspicion that they only do that to try and, like, you know, get brownie points. Just like, hey, look at us, we're super environmental and stuff. No, it's not. It's plastic. Putting more plastic into the world. And putting plastic fumes into your air.
Microplastics, yay!
Delicious.
Strawberry says PLA. Yeah, no.
I'm inhaling them every breath.
Mm-hmm.
Every breath you take.
Every move you make.
Every
That's
move
the
you
one-
make, every breath you take, I'll be watching you.
I'll be watching you.
I'll be
That
song is
watching
really
you.
creepy.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. No. A long time ago, I was just like, you know, this song's got a nice groove to it. But now as I'm older, and now as I think of the lyrics, I'm just like, wait, what the hell?
Also, to make it worse, the name of the band that wrote that song is called The Police.
The
Oh,
police,
yeah,
yes.
right.
The
So,
police.
you know, that totally
Okay.
makes it nicer.
I was on TikTok the other day, and I saw a TikTok from somebody who, like, they were faking this conversation between their grandma, and their grandma was having this conversation with them, being like, "Oh, I remember when I met your grandfather. Oh, he was so sweet. He really loved me so much. He would camp out outside my workplace every single day, and he would greet me every single day. And he would, like, you know, he kept on talking with me, and eventually I fell for him. He just, you know, exposure to him so much, I fell for him." And then, like, the girl was like, "Aw, Grandma, you little victim. What the fuck?"
Yeah, you don't have a charming boyfriend, you have a stalker, dude.
Yeah, it's like, what the that's not okay.
Not only did you make it up, but dang.
They're like, oh my god. That's where my lineage comes from? Anyway, God. Oh, yeah, right. We were talking about plastics. So, I remember one joke that Synth made. I don't know if he made it himself or, like, if he took it from somewhere else, but God, it's one of my favorite things I've heard. It was him going, microplastics? Nah, I'm done with those. I'm going macroplastics.
Macro.
And I'm just like, you know what? I live by that creed.
Only if it's macaroni.
Macaroni.
Yes.
I love
Preservatives.
plastic macaroni.
Mm-hmm. Or, like, go to one of those really, really, like, seedy ramen places where, like, you can tell that some of the noodles are just filler noodles that are made out of, like, some weird plastic crap. That exists. I remember.
I should go to bed now.
Oh.
Good night.
Yeah, you're
It
in
was
Germany.
nice
You probably should go
existing.
to sleep. Yeah, thank you for coming in. Please get some sleep. You've been awake too long.
No, I'm not.
Sleep. Sleep! Gosh dang it. You didn't sleep at all last night, man. Get to bed. Anyway. Now, I remember I saw a video of somebody who was testing out a bunch of, like, ramen noodles in a bag or something, if I remember right. And the way that they tested it was, like, you know, if you take a lighter up to, like, you know, a little bit of noodle, it's gonna burn, right? Well, you take a little bit of, like, the noodle that you are trying to test, and you bring it up to a lighter, and if it don't burn, that's plastic, buddy. So, you know, go to your favorite Chinese or, you know, Japanese restaurant or anything like that, and just test out the noodles, see what happens.
Oh, goodness.
I'm not, you know, be careful with fire. I don't want anybody to be like, yay, Bit told me to burn things. No, No, that's not what I said. Shush up. Don't mix up my words.
Testing.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome.
Whoa.
Hello.
How's
My
your mic
name-
going, by the way?
Well, how does it sound?
Sounds pretty good to me.
It
That's
sounds
really
like
good
a
quality.
mic, don't it?
Yeah, it does.
Don't it sound like Mike?
It sounds like, yes, it sounds like my friend Mike.
Mike. This
Yay.
stream is not brought to you by not Blue Snowball. Blue.
That snowballs. Snowball.
Strawberry Crepe, we're not committing arson yet.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
step 5. We're currently at step 2. Anyway. Oh no, like Blue is a pretty decent brand. It's just like they were bought by Logitech, but you know, as long as they keep on sticking to the way that they make their technology, like it's a pretty safe brand, I think. Now the question here is that once you've used this microphone long enough, are you going to outgrow that one? And from there, where are you going to go?
Okay, if I outgrow this one, where am I gonna put it?
Where are you going to put the new mic?
Where am I
Or are you
gonna?
gonna
No,
put
where
this
am I
old-
gonna put the old mic?
I mean, I just take a bunch of the stuff that I don't use and I put it in the closet and cross my fingers that I need it one day.
And how's
and
that
then
working for you?
you know, tech depreciates over time, and people don't really go for. I don't know. I feel like a Blue Snowball mic used will probably still like. I think it would fetch you some money, because people are looking for decent mics, and you know, if it's a decent mic,
True.
it's a decent mic.
True.
I mean, good audio equipment, as long as it was made properly, very rarely does it ever like fail or go out of date. You know, if you got a good thing that records all the good fun sounds, like people are gonna want to use it. Up Strawberry is talking about the new update for Cookie. Oh, and also apparently we're having some tech issues.
Fine.
Oh yeah, the stream
Yes. it's
clocked
not
out
nice.
there.
It's not fun. It's not lovely.
Anyway, Strawberry is asking about the new update.
I'm not caught up yet, but I suppose it's tearful. I guess. I have not finished it.
Okay, then don't spoil.
Yeah.
No spoilers for Cookie.
Yeah.
Okay, stability is back. Can you see why I'm not interested in playing, like, you know, Undertale Yellow until this is resolved? Because it would suck
Yeah.
for you guys to be watching and then suddenly have, like, you know, random cutouts on the internet, and that frustrates you, it frustrates me. Everyone's frustrated.
It's so sad.
I'm just wondering how this is going to look like VOD-wise on YouTube. Because, like, you know, you guys will get a VOD. I just don't know what the quality is going to look like by the time it's done. Like, what are the dropouts going to be? Is it just going to be a gargle of, like, you know, pixels or something? Prepare for sad.
Okay.
Okie dokie. Will be ready to cry into my pillow.
Yay.
Josephine, no, Josephine, no, we're not playing with this. That kitty.
What?
Don't play with the cord.
Animal?
We're not playing. Yes, my cat's with me, and she's
Oh.
interested in the blue microphone.
I'm
thing.
sure it's like, hey, ball, can I bat
No,
that
she-
around?
She likes the cord, and she's being
Aw.
very. My little gremlin.
What was it recently? I think it was I brought one of my 3D printed things over to my parents' place, and like, you know, they got that little cat, Kylo, who's like basically still in sort of like kitten brain, and still does the whole zoomies thing.
Oh.
I'm trying to remember. I was showing something off, and it got his attention real quick. He's like, whoa, whoa, and then oh, I remember what it was now. I think it was like this 3D printed flat. Oh right, I think it was it was one of these. I brought along a bunch of these little gold Mario coins that I printed out. I got them in my hand right here. The fun thing about these, they're really flat on the bottoms, so they slide really easy, and they have hardwood floors.
Oh.
So I put the coin down, and then Kitty saw it, and then just started batting it around, and then started chasing it around like a mad person. I'm just like, ah, yes, Khajiit wants coin. It's freaking great. I love that kitty. Kylo is a good boy when he wants to be. No, he's kind of frigid though. He's at that young age where he's way more interested in all the other things going on in the environment, and he is not affectionate. Very rarely do you find him to be affectionate. And so when he is affectionate, you're just like, oh, what happened? What do you need? What do you want? What is this?
What brings you to this fine?
Right. Is it food? Do you want food? Is that it?
You want to trade?
Do you want cat food? Canned cat food? Do you want cat food?
I have no treats for you. I'm not the one that hands out the treats.
Hi, baby.
Aw,
Who's a
kitty.
who's a fuzzy buzz? Who's a fuzzy? Who's my little gremlin? Who's my
Fuzzy
gremlin? Who's my gremlin?
Out of all the cats, who would I consider the most gremlin-y?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm talking. Yes, Strawberry. I am talking to my cat,
Yeah.
and it's very. I am hunched over a little bit on where I usually talk with my Snowball, and if I move my Snowball, just a little bit, she will bat at the cord, and I don't want that to happen, so I'm just having to hunch over a bit.
Cats
She's
and
a
cords,
bad
man.
kitty. She's a bad kitty cat.
Still trying to think of out of all the pets that I've had, which one would I call the most gremlin-y? Snap. Snap is definitely the most gremlin-y.
Yes.
So true.
Absolutely. Aren't you, buddy? Yeah, that's a yes. You want to say anything else? Huh?
Understandable.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Get off my eye. God.
Who's got itchy?
Strawberry says, I have 2 cats. My folks have got 4 cats. One of them is definitely diabetic, and the other one is trolling them. And what I mean by that is, he has technically clinically been diagnosed with diabetes, but for the love of all that is holy, his blood sugar ain't showing it. And he's been like that for 2 years. And he's just like, you little shit. You were in a really bad spot at one point, and now you're fine. Remission doesn't last this long. Are you going to be diabetic, or are you not going to be diabetic? Choose. We need to know how
Kitty
much,
cat has left my room. Now I have. Well,
Max
it's
is
okay
the
because
gremlin.
she has the zoomies despite being old. Yeah, I remember my old girl. She had zoomies at times.
Yeah, they mellow out,
But she-
though. And
yeah.
you just kind of have to hope that they are they're cuddlers, or if they decide to be extremely independent and be like, no, go away, don't touch me.
Yeah, Josephine's very independent at times. She hears a noise, she'll be like, "What's that? I must go investigate. My humans are not investigating it. Let me go investigate."
Right. Yeah, I don't know. The one cat that's like that, like I said, is the one that's the youngest and his baby. All the other cats, they've lived for a long time, and they're just like, whatever, man. I've seen it all. Which is funny, because apparently, my parents have got some newer neighbors, not brand new, but newer, and they have a couple of dogs on their property. And one day, recently actually, my dad was going out to, I think he was going to go check something in the front yard, and because he thought it was one of the cats and somehow had gotten out. And he opens the door to go and like immediately check on that. Turns out it wasn't one of the cats, it was one of our neighbor's dogs. And the dog was like walking along with our neighbor. But apparently, like, you know, he was worried about one of the cats have gotten out. Well, it turns out then he had a worry because his little cat buddy ran out the door just as he had opened it to go and inspect the front yard. And so, but the thing is, Buddy had just gotten outside and had gotten down like the first step of the stoop, and then saw there was a dog outside, and he completely froze in place and just couldn't move. And so then, you know, my dad talked with the neighbor a little bit, and then he bent down to go pick up the cat, completely still, just stone dead cold. It was like, ah! And then he was brought back inside. And after that, like, for the rest of the day, he was just kind of in a really sort of, like, life-altered sort of state. Like, he's a pretty chill cat and sort of bored a lot of the times. But, you know, he kind of had, like, his life flash before his eyes. So he's just like, the demon was outside, and I was outside with him. It's like, oh, poor Bud. Poor Floof. It's okay. Doggy is friendly. Doggy is good. Dog will not hurt you. Probably. I don't know. I don't know how they're trained. Okay, other CRK fan making a caramel arrow cookie model starting tomorrow. Caramel arrow cookie. So is that like, that almost sounds like arrow cook? So, archer of some kind. My immediate first thought is a Cupid type of thing.
No.
But no. Okay.
No, not at all.
All right. So what is?
I mean, you're kind of close with the Cupid, but she is an archer, but not Cupid.
Love it. Strawberry says, yes! No!
You're very...
Badass warrior. Got it. All right.
Yes.
Understood. I don't know. Whenever I hear anybody talk about arrows and archery, like, I haven't heard anybody actively talk about arrows and archery since, like, friggin' Hawkeye from the Avengers. That's about, like, the most recent thing I've thought of.
What about Zelda?
You are right. Shoot.
Yeah, what about Zelda?
I forgot about Zelda. I think I'd like to start winding things down.
Yeah.
Is that about a day?
Sounds good.
The only cookie I would be like, wife. Ha.
Okay.
The cookie you will hug, apparently. Yes, I kin to this cookie. Yeah, I say that, but I'm sure there's a lot of people that do. I don't want to make too many jokes. Okie dokie. Let's head over to the end screen and just talk about the plans for next week. Oh, like I said, I have absolutely no idea if it's smart to be doing any live streams on either Friday or Saturday. So I may actually decide to make a plan to do like an inconsequential game that isn't too big of a deal on Saturday, at least until I know for a fact that the internet is fixed. Because we've had a few too many streams where I've had to cancel them and they've been Undertale and I've been sad. So I think I'm probably going to change that out. To what? I don't know. We'll see. We're going to have another casual stream next week, obviously, because, hey, they're nice, they're fun. Just sort of sit down, chill out, let the conversation go wherever it goes. And then again, I've been playing through Splinter Cell Pandora tomorrow, which is interesting because I'm playing the PC version, which I've never done before, but also it's an old game that doesn't like running properly, so, you know. I'm trying to work through some technical errors, but not too many. Just enough that it's kind of annoying. But it's also fun to, like, get a refresher for that game, because it's actually pretty fun so far. I hope it stays that way. Anyways, that will do it for me. Anything you guys want to say before I take off here?
Have an awesome night, everybody. If you're in the United States, happy Memorial Day.
Oh my god.
Yes, happy Memorial Day, everybody.
Have a good night, guys.
Yay. Have a fun rest of the convention, and also have a fun extra convention after that convention.
Thank you.
Okie dokie.
I have a lot of laundry to do.
Oh dear freaking god, right?
Yeah.
At that point, I feel like at that point you should just go out to a laundromat nearby. If you're genuinely going from like one convention to the next without rest.
Oh, luckily I am going back home. I'll have one day to do all laundry, and then the next day I'm going.
Lord.
Yep.
Good luck on the laundry then.
Thank you.
Okay, see you later, everybody. Have a good night.
Bye.